So, as per usual, I do.
We're doing it again.
I have a little bit of an intro to go through here. However, before we start that, and I will, Eric just decided to disappear.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Okay. So, first I'm going to start off with Jason and Felix. Do you need a reminder or recap of anything that transpired during your session? Or do you have all of those details fresh in your mind? Jason, I know you were taking notes.
I think I'm good on notes.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm good.
Okay. So we'll do character introductions after this first little initial scuffle.
It's 30-second scuffle.
Maybe, maybe one of you won't be doing a character interaction or introduction if you're, bleeding out on the ground. Who knows?
If you're a squishy wizard.
So I'll ask the other side there, Alex and Donnie and Eric. It was 2 weeks ago for you guys, so is all the crazy things that happened and shenanigans and torture scenes and everything fresh in your minds? You know where you're at?
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, our characters are going to get along swimmingly, folks.
Okay. So without further ado then. Can everybody hear the music?
Yep.
Donnie?
Yeah.
No,
Okay. You can't?
I don't hear any music. Now I do. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to restart the song. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like creepy carnival.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes?
not as squishy. No, I'm looking at everyone else's health. I'm not as squishy as I thought I was. I have the same health as Thin White Duke.
Yeah. I'm not. I've already gone down once, so.
They don't know that. Now they
That's
do.
true. Now they do. Oh, true.
Don't worry about it.
I will utilize that information.
I also only have 17 health.
Hey,
That's
let's
3
go.
of us.
I'm fine.
Yeah, this is, we'll see how this goes. So, our world started like any other world. Sure, there were bad guys, evil wizards, corrupt kingdoms and governments, but most people were able to live out fairly normal lives. Children playing, people working, paying their taxes, going on adventures of exploration, getting married, eating good food, and enjoying themselves. The arcane technologies of the world allowed for that. Most people would have been perfectly happy if things stayed that way. There were fantastic warriors, those with heart, those with love, those who would give you the shirt off their backs or even their lives for yours if the occasion called for it. But there were also greedy people, people who wanted to scrape the living essence of the world for all it was worth, people with the power and influence to shape the history of life as we know it. When it really came down to it, the question was asked of the cosmos: what is the purpose of attaining ultimate power, when that power will be wielded by those who would do so in the wake of sacrificing every other living person, sacrificing the world? The cosmos remained silent, watching on as families, the love, the heart, and soul of a once great civilization was sundered and broken. The chilling embrace of a now darkened home called Novus greets everyone every day and every person with the bite of a wounded and desperate hound, reminding those that still live what their only hope can continue to be, simply to survive. Tonight, we begin a long and dark journey. Now, darkness can be described as the absence of light, meaning the light in most people's hearts has gone out. Hope for the future has become all but a fairy tale. But our story will likely be anything but a fairy tale. The valleys, forests, mountains, ruins, and rivers within the valley known as the Beacon of Hope, a name that is often spat upon, holds many fragments of a once wonderful world, a world long forgotten. But that doesn't mean you'll be the new light the world has needed for a century. It just means you know what the world offers and what dreams await you in these hostile wilds should you choose to explore them. Tonight, in and of itself, may not necessarily begin or end with your deaths, but all you know that there is an equal potential for tragedy as there is for happy endings waiting for all of us during this, the grand adventure we've all been waiting for. Here we find ourselves, the start of our very first session, so let's try and make it as memorable as the days leading up to it. As a reiteration, Novus is a game that may involve horror, cases of extreme moral dilemma, instances of incredible sadness and regret. But it is ultimately your decisions that will shape this story and its eventual direction. Remember that inter-character conflicts are between the characters, not the players. Be respectful of each other, appreciate what everyone brings to the table, and let's try to have fun delving into an incredibly sad and broken world. You've all convened in Beacon, some of you after having been captured by the Chainless, following a lead, unexpected events then occurring, involving gunshots and fireballs, and you then took chase. For others, who may have thought that they were just on an introductory quest to gain some coin and perhaps an inn with a merchant, were stopped in their tracks by a runaway cart, members of the Chainless aboard. And that is where we pick up tonight's session. So,
Oh, you.
a careening cart flies down the city streets of Beacon. The three, Razier, Threll, and Duke, chasing after this cart laden with members of the Chainless, who you are trying to investigate. The other two, just coming around the corner and hearing the sounds of explosions and gunshots off in the distance, are stopped in your tracks as two horses come to a grinding halt as two members of the Chainless go flying over your heads, sliding on the ground prone on the other side of you. The three that are remaining on the cart get up, shouting commands to the two that just fell off of the cart as they begin to pick themselves up off the ground, preparing to attack you and perhaps escape. I would like everybody to please roll initiative.
Was that a horn of some sort?
That was me screaming.
Oh, wow. I'm concerned. Have you seen a doctor recently?
No.
Ooh, starting off good. Let's
Ooh,
go.
not starting off good, guys. I am in the splash zone. This is not good for me.
Do I
Oh my
do I
gosh.
still have a level of exhaustion?
Oh, yeah, we
All
do.
the three of you do,
Yeah, we
yes.
do.
Does
Oh,
this
biscuits.
count as an ability check? Is it should have ability check?
Oh,
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Whoops, I forgot.
Biscuits. Oh, good. I
Okay,
got the same
I
roll
rolled
point.
well still.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, hey, replaced it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing?
Oh, mine aren't popping up?
Maybe
Uh,
did you select your character, your token?
What did you roll for initiative?
I got
What
a
is
12
this?
both times.
12?
So 15 total.
Oh, 15 total? Okay.
Yeah.
Why does combat tracker keep moving for me? The heck?
I was moving because I was editing his initiative.
How do I...
Okay.
Is there something I have to do for it? I have my thing.
All you have to do is when you click on your token and you click roll initiative on your character sheet, it'll automatically put it on there for you. But if you didn't have your token selected, it won't.
Oh, okay,
I'll do
okay. My bad, folks.
All good. Okay.
It's not
So-
the alcohol, I swear. Swear.
So, Razier, I'm going to go ahead and hit begin combat.
Ooh,
What? What?
fancy
The second
sound.
guy's name is so cool. I love it. Svensson. It's like Dolph Lundgren's cousin. Svensson.
All right.
There it is.
Wait, is that a poncho?
Yes, it is.
Oh, is he wearing it? Nice. All right.
Love it. I love it.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna. Yeah, it's time to go. I'm gonna move over to here to be closer. I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hex on the big guy,
Which one?
the boss man that was around.
Okay.
Whoever that is.
It's the guy at the front of the cart there next to the
Front.
mage.
Yeah.
That's what's the range on that? It's just
90 feet.
90 feet. Okay. And what is that
Yep.
for a check?
There is no check.
Oh, it's just okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's Hunter's Mark. Different version, basically. And I'm going to choose... Because I choose an ability when I cast a spell, and he has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. I'm going to choose for him to have disadvantage on... let's go... athletics.
So, what do you mean strength?
Uh,
Because it's based on one attribute. Like
Oh,
strength
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
based on.
You pick one of the main attributes.
that's right, not a skill and ability. In that case, we're gonna go. Let's go Dex. We'll go
Okay.
Dex for that.
Ooh.
So he's disadvantage on dex-based abilities. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Ability checks
The
specifically,
ability checks.
not
okay.
saves. Yeah. And then for my action, I'm gonna pull out my revolver and cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Blast.
Do it up.
It's a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
10 damage.
He takes 10 force damage plus Hex, which for some reason isn't showing up as an
It's a d6,
play
right?
as it. Yes, it is. Boom. Extra 4 damage. 14 force damage.
Noise.
Hold on one second while I increase all the HP of all the enemies here. Hold on.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 10 force and 4 necrotic
Okay.
damage.
Yeah.
If that matters.
It not for level 2 first combat of the campaign. Doesn't know.
Yeah. And that is... And then with the last 5 feet of my movement, I'm going to step behind the corner of that building.
Okay. So you said hex, right? What is the... Remind me of the... Actually, I don't need to be reminded. So for Xander and Luis, you watch as there's like this grayish green energy that just begins to coalesce around the outside of this commander's body and like wrapping around the side of his neck and up into his right ear. And he just like loses himself as a giant bolt of green and gray energy, kind of like the shape of a skeletal hand, just punches right into his gut. And he doesn't fall off the cart, but as he was like pointing down at the two figures, he just like takes this right in the side and stumbles forward for a second. Ending your turn, it is
What's
his
going
turn.
on?
Yeah. He just shouts out to them, "We don't have time for this. Get them out of the road." And sure, he's going to go ahead and make... He's going to turn around... What is that? Nope. Sure doesn't. He's going to go ahead and make a range attack on Luis in front of him.
All right.
Oh, no.
20.
It is a nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna use my reaction here, and force him to re-roll that attack roll.
Oh, okay.
It's called Chronal Shift. So
What?
a creature I can see within 30 feet of me makes an attack ability check
Okay.
saving throw. I can force them to re-roll.
All right. It's still a total of 21,
Yeah, it hits.
Wow.
but not a crit, which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still 8 points of piercing damage to you as it like thuds right into your shoulder. Just kind of catches you off guard. You can already feel blood starting to trickle down as it like literally goes through your shoulder and out the back there. Does have that. Yeah, I mean, nobody else is close enough. He's not going to run the other way. He's going to go ahead and make a. He's going to shoot at Xander.
Okay, that's fine.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah. I mean, I eat these for breakfast, so
Sure you do.
you can.
Nice. 5 points of piercing damage. So, one into each of you. He's going to stay right where he is, hoping that his two prone friends are going to be able to do more. Louise, you're up.
All right. I'll say to the guy, you wanted me to move? I was gonna move, but now you shot me. So you know what? I'll slam my staff on the ground and cast Entangle on the 20-foot square.
Oh
so
no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay.
everyone on like, the carriage.
Entangle is the goat spell.
Yeah. And
There it is.
If they could make DC
Including the
14
horses.
strength check.
Including the
Yeah,
horses.
including the horses.
This is a
'Cause it's only
strength saving
strength
throw?
check, yeah. Saving throw, yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget using Entangle to hold down the Griffin. Never
I know.
forget it.
Okay. What's the DC?
14.
Do you guys see the dice, by the way?
No.
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
We hear them, but we don't see them.
Oh, you hear them. Okay.
Yeah.
So the mage and the right horse succeeds. All the rest of them
All right.
fail.
Awesome.
They take damage?
No, they're restrained.
Oh, they're restrained.
yeah.
Oh.
Extraordinary, when you cast a spell, succeed on a strength throw, or is restrained by the entangling plant. So basically, when I slam my staff on the ground, plants grow out of it and go underneath the cart and go up and try to grab onto everyone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So the mage, uses its staff and just, whacks away the plants as they're growing up the side, and one of the horses somehow just jumps. There's 2 nat 20s I rolled on this, so
Wait,
Wow.
you're 3 nat 20
tonight so far it doesn't bode well for you.
Yeah.
You're trying to TPK. What the heck?
A little bit. That's your action, right?
Yeah, that's my action. And just so you know, on their next turn, those that are restrained can use their action to make a strength check against the spell save DC
Gotcha.
to break out. Yeah. And
I can't
I'll
get to the guy here. Need to do this. There we go.
I'll I'll move over here, and that's my turn.
Okay. So it's just wrapping up and around them. It's literally breaking the pavement and cascading up and around the side of this cart. Duke.
Yes.
Duke's up.
All right, so I see this happening up at the front. I know we were following him. So Duke just kind of mutters under his Dios míos, and just kind of starts running. And he's gonna go his full movement.
Is that my culture?
Yeah. And as he gets closer, let me see what I can do with my new advanced powers. I'm going to. I'm gonna Sacred Flame.
Ooh.
The gentleman in the back that I saw my new friend Brazier firing at. So Sacred Flame, and I make a holy symbol, and I push my palm forward, and a bolt of just flame light shoots from it towards him.
Nice.
That's a DC 13 Dex save.
So there's a guy on the back of the cart who's restrained.
Yeah.
There's a guy on the front who Razier was shooting at, who's the
I
commander.
thought he was shooting at Soon Svetsson.
That's that's the front of the cart.
Which is the guy in the front.
Oh, that's the front?
Well, the horses are there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep thinking this bald guy's Soon Svetsson. I wasn't looking at I wasn't zoomed in that closely on the things. Yes. Guy in the front who's entangled, Soon Svetsson.
Okay, so that's
That was
a
shot
deck
at.
save.
Yeah, Dex save 13. Not super high.
He has disadvantage on that because
Yeah, he
he's
has
restrained.
disadvantage,
I
yeah.
forget.
I mean, okay.
He failed anyway.
He failed anyways. I'll roll a second time. Yep, nat 1 on the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to roll that damage.
All right. Oh, that was trash. Okay, that's super upsetting. Okay, well, there you go. Just 2 itsy-bitsy damage. Is it not showing up again?
It's not.
Yeah, it's not coming through.
Why is it not coming through? I've got my... Extension is on.
Sometimes you have
Beyond
to
20.
change the focus of the extension to a particular window. We ran into this in the past. Should have been fixed.
How do
Yeah.
I do that?
If you click on the extension,
Uh-huh.
little button at the top,
Yeah.
it'll open a little window, and then more options should be one of the buttons to push. And then it opens
Options?
another window. More options should be.
I got manage extensions or 3 little dots for more actions.
Oh, you don't have them visible. Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know. Turn it on.
It's all right, guys. It's the first combat. First combat. It's all
My
good.
bad. My
Get all
bad.
this ironed out. No worries.
This can read and change site data on Zelgray lock.forge.
So the top right of your screen, you don't see the little.
There's a little
Red.
puzzle piece.
That's all you
And
see.
when I click, well, on the puzzle piece, it just gives me the 2 that I've got. I got Adobe and Beyond 20
So
on.
you click on Beyond 20.
Yup.
And
then the little-
more options is in the middle. It's a blue.
I see. Okay. Now what? That I got to.
Scroll down to just above the Discord logo. It should be select
See.
the VTT tab or game to send rolls to.
It says all VTT tabs.
Okay.
But it should
on-
get sent there. So
It should, but you might have to. Foundry's been a little weird before. On the window that Foundry's in, if you're on the extension there,
Okay.
in that same box, go this
Okay.
tab.
Only Foundry?
Is one of the options this tab?
No, when I click on it and more options and scroll down, it says select the VTT or game tab. It says all, only Roll20, only Foundry, or D&D Beyond Dice Roller and Discord.
Those are the options I have too. I don't have this tab as an option.
Okay.
all right.
So
Okay, I'm seeing it as an option. If you go basically back a window before you selected more options, there should be at the bottom of that box Foundry tab specific options. That should also have a
this specific
drop down.
tab?
There you go.
Yeah. That
Okay.
should
Okay.
hopefully work.
Let's see.
Go ahead and re-roll that 2 damage.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, it came
There we go.
through.
Yay!
5 points of damage.
And it's better damage too.
Nice. So, what does your Sacred Flame look like?
So just as I make my circle and I push my hand through, chi energy kind of builds and collects on it, and like just a beam of whitish light kind of shoots out, and as it coalesces around him, it kind of erupts into a flame.
So he's now wreathed in
This is a sacred flame.
Sacred Flame.
This
Very
guy's getting dogged on.
Oh yeah,
He is. It's not
everybody's
his
super
day.
focusing this guy.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. It is now the Mageling's turn, who is going to turn and cast Hold Person on Duke.
Oh no, that's bad.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, I'm not that good at those. No, I'm not that good at those. Biscuits.
You are held.
No.
Freeze and lock up in place. Did I
So
give this
disappointed in
guy?
myself.
I did. That. Nope, doesn't have any of that. So that's going to be the end of his turn. Threll, you are up.
Hey. So I'm gonna stand right here and do nothing. So the cart isn't moving, right? Doesn't have any
It's
kinetic
stopped
force.
currently.
It's not gonna continue moving on its own, even though the horse has stopped running.
Well, the horse has stopped, and then because they're attached to it, they forced it to stop.
And right now, there's a bunch of plants like grabbing onto the cart.
Yep, holding it in place.
I was just worried in case if it was like if the force of the cart moving just had it to like fall over. But anywho,
Well,
I'm
the
gonna
two
shoot,
guys up front are prone because they were thrown overboard.
Excellent. I'm gonna shoot the wizard man because I don't like wizards.
Do it up.
Using my sweet longbow.
Sorry if you don't like the volume. I'm just changing the individual songs as they come up. 17 does hit.
Hit him with one arrow.
I could have sworn
and
this guy
then
had more health.
And then using an action surge, I'm going to knock another arrow and fire it again.
Same guy.
Action surge.
14 does hit.
Pow.
Oh,
Oh,
points of
all right.
damage. All right, so Donnie, Alex, and Eric, I installed a bunch more modules since 2 weeks ago. So watch
Oh.
when this mage dies, and hopefully it'll put it above the cart. Oh, wait, what? It's
I like that.
broken.
He's melted into the cart.
yeah.
And then he reappeared.
He reappeared. He disappeared, and then whoop, I'm back. He is dead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's because there's a tile on there. Oh, I did it again. There we go.
Hey.
Worked that time.
Hey.
Got it now. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So he takes one right in the shoulder, and then the other one just like right in the side of the neck, and just kind of falls off the cart, just leaving a blood splatter on there. Anything else?
No, I'm going to stand right here and look pretty.
Xander, there is combat raging around you right now. People are dying. There's like
my God.
flames
Oh my God.
erupting.
Oh my god. I.
Keep it together, boy.
Okay, hold on. So these guys are still prone, right?
They are.
Which means naturally they fail all dexterity saving throws.
They do not fail dexterity saving throws. If they were restrained, they would.
Disadvantage.
No, they have disadvantage. In both
On-
cases, restrained and prone.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
It's disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Never mind. They
No,
don't have
prone-
disadvantage on.
Prone
Pretty sure
doesn't?
prone doesn't do anything.
Prone does
I was
not.
gonna say prone
I've
doesn't,
got, I
no.
got the.
Wait.
It doesn't know. It's just attack rolls that are affected by it.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
At stunned, they would be failing dexterity saving throws.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Ranged attacks on them have disadvantage, unless you're Donnie.
okay. even me, who's like this close in front of him,
That is correct. If it's
That's
if it's a ranged attack, you have disadvantage.
that's whack.
Well,
Ow.
Really good at it.
technically, it's attacks that aren't within 5 feet of the target. But
Correct.
if you were to be within 5 feet, you get disadvantage
Because you're within 5 feet.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he's
Yeah.
Right.
But
But then you
since
get
he's
advantage.
prone, it cancels
be
out.
normal
So it's
roll,
actually a neutral roll.
All right, then. Here's what I'll do. Hey, are there any rocks on the ground by chance?
Sure. There's lots of pebbles. There's
Okay,
no large. There's no large rocks or boulders with which you could use your catapult on these guys.
You don't. Hey, dude, it's weighing 1 to 5 pounds. Is there any
Okay,
rock that
sure.
weighs
I'll
a
say
pound?
within. Sure, absolutely.
It's just a rock.
Okay.
So yeah,
I thought it had to be
I'm-
something bigger, but okay.
I'm
No.
totally. I'm just wildly clicking my stopwatch right now. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I'm and I put up the pebble, and I'm gonna cast catapult on this fella right here.
Oh boy.
So he has to make a dexterity save of 15.
Let's see how I do disadvantage here. Hey, did it work? Nope, it kept the highest roll. Okay. Well, that was a nat 1. So,
Nice.
All right, he takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
It's totally inadvertently the worst thing ever. It's going through his eye socket and out the back of his
Oh,
head.
man. What does your catapult look like? Describe it for us.
It kind of got like this icy form to it. So like as I put my hand up, this wisp of like blue ice and energy wraps around my arm, and almost symbolically, like the pebble kind of floats, slings back, and then pew, and just goes straight forward.
So he takes it right in the face, right in the eye, out the back. You watch this explosion out of the back of his head, and it falls off the cart.
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. And I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20 to right there.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Guy, also, for the rest of you, if you didn't notice, to help keep track of where you were originally standing, I installed a module that puts a little tiny shadow image of yourself where you started your turn at. It's hard to see, but it is there.
Mirror image.
So you can see where you were. All right,
Yeah,
so
'cause I didn't go anywhere.
so much for this TPK.
Yeah, I just domed this guy. That catapult's nuts.
This guy is going to stand up from prone using half of his movement. And then his movement is... Yep. So he's going to run up to over here. Actually, full... He's going to use his action for a dash.
I'd
And-
like to try
yep.
and attack
Oh, yeah,
him,
yeah. Attack for opportunity, absolutely. Yep.
but I don't have Shillelagh or Shillelagh. But yeah. So yeah. I would.
Aw.
9 does not hit, unfortunately. So he like stands up, and you're like, "Where are you going?" You go to swipe at him, and he just like rolls out of the way, and then just gets right up onto the cart. He's gonna. Oh, this horse is restrained. And now I don't have the horses on the initiative tracker to be able to make their their throws. I will roll it for them at the end of the initiative turn. However, he's gonna jump.
I believe
up.
somebody else can attempt to free you as well.
Yeah, I think they
Correct. The
That's
strength
action.
check, I think. So, yeah.
Okay. And instead of using his dash action, he's gonna run over this horse. No.
It doesn't say that specifically, no, but
it doesn't.
other entangle things show that. But yeah, no, never mind. It doesn't say that in the spell.
He's going to run up and jump up onto the seat of the cart here, and looks like he's like, yeah, like trying to get him to go, and this one horse is just like got its hooves caught in the thing, and it's like trying to move forward and can't. The other one, it starts to like spin to the side slightly as one of them is pulling forward and the other one's not. Ending his turn, this guy also stands up from being prone. Yeah, sees what's happening here. Actually, he's going to use his... He's got 20... Yeah. Run up here. He's going to make a swipe.
Wait, he didn't use half his movement to get up?
15 would have gotten him
He did.
here. You're right. So then... he just takes out his mace and just starts trying to hack away at the entanglement of the horse, try and get it free. That's going to be the end of his turn. This guy is also restrained. He has to use... He can't use an action to try and break free. It's just at the end of his turn, correct?
No, he uses an action.
it is an
to try
action.
and- Yeah.
So it's not just at the end of his turn he gets to roll every
No.
time.
Yeah.
He has to use an action to break free. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy in his entangled state on the back of the cart is going to turn and fire on Xander.
I've never been hit before.
With a natural 2, that is not going to hit you. These guys have... They do have it. He is going to fire again at... This
His
time,
attack rolls do have disadvantage while it's restrained.
Well, okay. Good to know. This one will be at Louise. This is going to be a disadvantage. It worked that time. That is a 17 to hit.
Nope, doesn't hit. I have 18.
18. Look at
Nice.
you being all big and
Yeah.
bad and powerful. It just kind of glances off your pauldron off to the side. At the end of the turn order, why is everything dark all of a sudden? Oh, it's because you can't see anything while you're over there.
Yeah.
It automatically highlighted you. The horse is going to try and use an action to break free, because it's a horse and it's afraid and doesn't know what's happening. So it's like wildly trying to get out of this entanglement. It's a strength saving throw, correct?
A strength check, not saving
Strength
throw.
check. It's a 17,
Yeah, breaks free.
so it breaks free. Okay.
Can I force him to re-roll that?
Isn't
it-
only once per long
I
rest?
get twice.
Poor horse.
Twice per long rest. You're gonna make him re-roll the
No,
horse.
horse. You stay here,
You-
horse.
do I want to?
What are you doing? You doing it or?
Poor horse.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Nobody gets out alive.
That is a 21.
Ah,
That
Alright.
horse,
So,
horse is good. That's a good horse.
Finally, yeah, broke free,
big dog,
gets
yeah.
its hooves free, and gets like ready. Like the other one's like currently lunging forward, trying to move forward. I'll just have them move at the end of the initiative order because they're the ones able to move the cart. We'll just have to remember that because I'm not going to have them on the.
Sure.
I guess I could just add one of them.
Well, that's annoying.
There we go. Razier,
Hey.
it looks like these guys are about to try and take off.
I'm gonna step back out, seeing that. Don't let them get away, and then I'm gonna move my hex onto the driver
Okay.
as a bonus action, who is under the bloodstain, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast again.
Do it up.
Ooh, gross. That's only a 12 to hit.
12 hits.
He's so squishy.
Max damage on that,
16 points of damage.
and
Oh my goodness. And
max damage all down.
that's
Melted.
24 points of damage. 20,
Abs-
22.
22.
Absolutely melted.
So,
I can't
Nice.
check
He's still up?
near death. Okay.
Wow.
he is still up.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
These guys are a little more beefy. All right, so it literally, like, he gets up and he's like using the reins, and all of his like green smoky energy starts crawling up the side of his armor, and he's like, ah! Like starts screaming and like hitting the reins even harder, and then he gets hit in the back with his blast.
And then I'm going to move up, start chasing,
Okay,
and that's my turn.
okay. Well, I don't know why this guy's on the thing because he's dead. So we're gonna. Can I just remove?
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't remove it for me. Louise.
Yeah. I'll use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh, and I'll use after that my action to cast Thorn Whip on the driver and try and pull him towards me.
Okay, that's an attack roll, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Thorn Whip.
Mhm.
How I love you, Thorn Whip. Oh,
10 does not hit,
God,
unfortunately.
I hate seeing the dice on D&D Beyond. It went from like not 20 to 18, then 4.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Um,
I'll move over here. Well, can I? Because it's technically the horse's space.
Sure, that's fine.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Then that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so you use your whip. It comes out. And you guys hear this like a resounding crack that resonates throughout the rest of the town here. By the way, I meant to ask Razier, does when you fire your Eldritch Blast, does it make a gunshot sound?
Ooh,
Because
good
it'll matter.
question.
It'll matter for later. Like
Like
wait,
a
you know.
cartoon gunshot sound that was, you know, yeah.
With the ricochet sound, like
No, it doesn't make a gunshot sound.
Okay.
No. It just has the bolt of energy come out when I.
Which I still envision it making like a crackling like or even like a ghostly like sound as it's like traveling out towards them, which is horrifying. Do you want it to make no sound?
The undead is great.
No, it does make a little bit of magic energy sound.
He doesn't have a
Crackling bolt.
suppressor on his gun.
Dude, no sound would be terrifying, man.
It would just.
I have a hand crossbow for a reason, if I need to be sneaky.
Ding. All right, so Louise, you move up. I was just asking because I wanted to know whether or not Xander and Louise heard. Or because it's a revolver. It's not a shotgun. It's not a lever action. So, yeah, just silent bolts of green death energy are flying around the battlefield right now. This is only level 2, guys. This is crazy. Duke,
All right.
you are held, which I didn't put.
Oh, is he
The
in the
wizard's
mage
dead.
guy gone? Yeah, so I should be.
Oh, you're correct. You're no longer held. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. All right, I shake myself off, and I just keep moving forward. And as I get closer, I'm gonna jump up and flying sidekick this poor Mamma Jamma right next to me.
Do it up. Are you want to land on the
Give
cart
advantage.
I would love to land on the cart. Yeah.
because he's restrained?
Miss.
He has advantage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as I jump up, I'm flying, side kicking him right in his teeth.
I just realized I didn't roll with advantage with Thornway, but you know what? Since my turn's gone,
Oh, was he?
Workshop.
That guy wasn't restrained.
He wasn't restrained.
no, he
No,
wasn't
he's not
just
restrained.
true. Yeah, sorry.
So I get an advantage on this one.
You do. Do it up.
Yes.
There we go. We can see him now.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
17 definitely
Yeah,
hits.
All right. And then I will do my. It's just an unarmed strike.
5 points of damage.
And then as I land, I'm going to turn backwards and just throw an elbow into his gut with my bonus action.
Okay.
Bonus action, unarmed strike. Eat monk powers.
19 definitely hits.
Yules. And another 5 damage.
For some reason, I think because of Xander's personality, I want to describe these things as from Xander's perspective because I know that he'll have the most ridiculous reaction to it. So this, well, we'll get into character descriptions. This person comes running up and like with a flying kick lands with
Just
his foot
full
right.
Naruto run also. Just full.
Just flying through the air like you swear he's like traveling 30 feet before actually intersecting with this guy. Just almost like time stopping, slow motion, foot out, kind of like a Street Fighter character, right into the front of his face. You watch his like teeth and just a gout of just off to the side as he gets hit, like knocked down, and then he just takes an elbow, brings it right down on top of this guy. Well, you said you spun around, so you hit him right in the face. He's got no teeth right in the front. It's all caved in right in the front here. He's not doing so good. And that was your action, bonus action, your movement. So you're up on the cart now.
Yep, and that is my turn.
Mage guy's dead, so it's Threll. We're up.
Are both the horses free by chance?
They
Just
are
double
free.
Checking.
Yes.
Okay. What would happen if I knocked one like 10 feet?
In theory, of course.
In theory.
Don't forget, this isn't this is above table. These may or may not be horses that you may be able to use later on.
I already have one. I don't care.
I do have to say, wouldn't the card
Oh,
kind of act like full cover? 'Cause I don't know how high it is.
For the
'Cause I know
horses,
he ignores half of the
They're-
bars because of sharpshooter.
It would be. I'd probably give them 3/4 or half,
Yeah,
but
so
it doesn't matter
so
because
he
he's got
ignores
sharpshooter.
that.
He gets to
Doesn't matter.
He gets to ignore that.
They
Yeah.
don't have full cover.
I
so-
don't care.
Yeah.
Well, just
Yeah.
fun fact. If the horse moved, it's still tied to the cart. The cart may also just... whoosh. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you see this horse right here?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and knock one of my walloping arrows and fire at it.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay. So you got to roll a hit first, right? What is a horse's AC?
10?
Yes. Yeah, it is 10. How do you know that?
Okay.
Yeah, it hits.
I'm guessing that's default.
It was 10.
Yeah.
Here's some damage.
Here's damage.
And
Here it
then
is damage.
please make a DC 10 strength saving throw.
That's a 6.
Oh, cool. It's knocked prone.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
poor
I punched
horse.
the horse out.
Arrow like hits it right between the shoulders and the back, and it like goes to rear up, but something locks up in its shoulder, and one of its legs gets like locked up in place, and the other one, it causes it like to, it's coming down, and it just rocks over to the side and falls over. But it's still attached to the cart.
The cart wouldn't be able to move until that
It's like the
horse actually
chains
got
and
up-
straps and
up
everything
patch.
are just like holding it partially aloft with one leg kind of like hanging up in the air, just kind of flopping around. That's it's it's prone. It's
Hey,
definitely
what kind
prone.
what kind of action, if any, would it be to make a very loud calling, whistling sound for reasons?
Okay, well, that might cause problems for you if you do that, because you know where he is. So
Like 20 feet that way.
locked
Whatever.
up in a thing.
Okay, they're not really locked up in a stable.
Let's call it a bonus action.
Okay, that's what I mean. So I'm also gonna go ahead and move forward. I'm gonna yell out to the driver now that I've knocked the horse down. Like, it ain't going anywhere. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to whistle real loud as a summoning whistle.
Awesome. Okay. What is this? I need to rename. Is it Gade?
Yeah, Gade.
Good.
Give me 2 seconds. Okay. We're gonna say he was up over here.
Way over there.
You should now be able to see where he is.
I do, yes.
So there's the
can't
sound
see
of
it.
like crunching wood and scraping as he comes flying out. I mean, at a full sprint. What is this? 50 feet. He's got 100-foot movement.
Yum!
Go ahead and make a athletics check for Gade for me.
Okay, let me see what it is. Doesn't have that skill.
Just
Roll
strength.
just
So
strength.
strength.
Yeah, just strength check is fine. Yeah,
What? Oh no.
that's a nat 1.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So you can see the token, right? On the
No,
map.
I can see the token's health bar.
I can't
My
even see
vision
that.
does not cover that area.
Zoom out.
I am out.
You have control over that token.
I don't have vision of that
The
token.
token might have vision, though.
I only have vision of my token.
Donnie, if you're currently selected on your token, if you just do a highlight box somewhere else to deselect your token, it might help.
Well, now the health bar's gone.
Right.
Okay. So Gade gets up to Air can see it clearly.
I can now see the health bar.
Okay.
That's it. And then the box
So
pops up.
Oh, yeah,
he tries to squeeze in between these two buildings, but the space is not big enough. So we're gonna say, yeah, just that particular one. He's gonna get to here, and that's about as far as he can get.
Okay.
He'll be able to fit through this opening here, but that's
Sure.
okay. So after all that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
And you guys hear this howling sound as something large is approaching the battle. Xander, You are up.
He is so overstimulated. There's so
Yeah.
much going on right now.
uh-huh.
He's I'm gonna put my hand out and cast magic missile. I'd like to send one. I'll start with the first one going at that guy in front and by the horses. He's on the horse right now.
He's on the front of the cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
I'll
laughing
start-
because I moved the blood splotch? Is that why you're laughing?
No,
I'm laughing because the
horse
guy's
is
token is
above
under the
guy.
horse. He's inside the horse butt. Still in it.
Um.
The
Yeah,
horse
I'm
is
gonna
sitting on it.
aim. I'm gonna aim two. I'm gonna aim 2 at that guy and 1 at the guy that's in the back.
Okay. So those auto hits, you roll damage.
Yeah. So first one is 4 points of damage. Second one
does,
is-
and
okay.
and the yeah. I mean, I would say that you'd be able to like switch.
Okay, sure. So
Move
then the next one is 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the last one is also 2 points of damage.
There we go. So he like takes it like right in the neck, just like slices right through. It's just arcane energy. What color is your arcane
All blue.
stuff?
All
It's all
blue.
blue. Okay. It's like streaking icicles just flying through the air, just hitting, even though it was only 3. I don't know why I didn't made all those noises. And the other guy like takes him right in the shoulder as they and dissipate.
And I'm just gonna run and just be like, "Who are you people?" and I'll get to hear. And that's
it's the song.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, it's the end of your turn. Sorry, getting way too carried away in this song. Okay, this guy, he's prone.
He's not.
He's not prone. Oh, it's the horse.
That's the horse.
Horse is prone. He is going to jump up onto the cart, and he is going to make some attacks on Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second. He has advantage on this.
Oh.
I didn't get to see what that first number was. Okay. All right, so it's a 14 to hit.
No, it misses.
Okay. His second attack is going to come in. That's an 11 to hit.
Also misses.
So he is
Fucking
like super
nerd.
disoriented, jumps up onto the cart and just swings, and like Matrix style, you just like dodge backwards, hands flying, just deflecting. This the second one comes down to strike forward. You grab onto the mace and slam it down into the cart, wood splintering out of the bottom of this cart here. And that is the end of his turn. This other guy who is restrained, does he have disadvantage on his attacks because
Yes,
he's
he does.
restrained? But he has advantage because of pack tactics, so these are straight rolls. He's going to go ahead and make 2 attacks on Duke.
No, I mean,
First one, the natural 2. Second one, oh, natural 20.
that'll hit. Yeah. Oh, wait. Real quick, then I want to use. I have a thing I can do.
Ooh, what's it called? Like warding
What,
flare or
what
something?
of these
Warding
4?
flare.
What of these 4
Yeah.
attacks?
Warding flare. Yep. So within 30 feet of me, attacked by a creature that I can see. So as he comes in with this attack, I look at him and like a halo of light shines behind my head and flashes out brightly, and he has disadvantage on the attack roll.
You had to do that before the attack was declared?
Yeah,
Or does it not matter?
Anyway,
That's when you're
you
attacked.
can stack advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah.
But it was a straight
It would
roll,
be-
right?
It
So
was
doesn't
already a
have-
straight roll.
It was
because
already
he had disadvantage.
having
Oh,
and
I can't
advantage.
turn it into disadvantage then? Alright, never mind then. I wasn't sure, but that's alright. I
And
take the natural
I'd
20.
use my chronal shift if I had it, but
Okay.
I wasted it on the
That
horse.
still
So-
wouldn't work.
So the nat 20
Oh,
still
wait, no, that would
stands.
work. Okay,
'Cause-
nat 20.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm gonna go down again. This is true.
Mhm.
Oh.
You'll be fine.
Sure, hope so.
I have berries.
Oh,
I've got berries.
Oh, it is automatically. Okay. That is 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ah, you're fine.
that was painful.
Just as you're like skillfully slamming one of the maces down into the ground, he takes a swing which goes right over your head and then kind of uses the momentum to come around and swing again and just clocks you right upside the head with this, just kind of sinking in and knocking you like almost senseless as there's little birdies tweet, 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 tweet flying around your head.
There are definitely birds flying
Cartoon
around my head
style.
right now.
That is the end of his turn. Top of the round, it's the horse's turn. Both of them, because that's just how I'm ruling that. They're going to use half of their movement to get up. This guy has not, although the reins were hit before, but he's not currently focused on the reins. I am
And the
going
guy that was is dead.
Right. Well, they're just like, they're just dead bodies now and blood everywhere all over the
Yeah.
cart. I'm gonna say that they this round struggle to try and move forward as they're like trying to pull forward a little bit, but at this point the vines are keeping the wheels from moving. We're just thematically is how we're gonna flavor that. Razier, you were up.
I'm gonna step up this way, and as I pass by this stage gate,
Oh yeah.
calm down. We're here to help. I'm gonna step forward again.
What?
And
What kind of accent is that?
The shelter kid.
I'm going to bonus action move my hex onto. Oh, he's untouched. He's badly injured. Move my hex onto the uninjured guy on the front behind Duke.
Okay.
And then Eldritch Blast. No, that's a nat one.
Oh, not one. Duke, I'd like you to make a
Wow.
dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Biscuits.
The DC on this is going to be 15.
Well, great. I'm unconscious.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and roll damage to that Eldritch Blast.
I don't want to.
He's dead already. He's unconscious.
I don't
already.
want to at all. I super don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, you could roll a one.
Oh, max damage! Wait a second. Holy crap. He has 17 hit points. You could have killed him just now.
No, I couldn't have.
Oh, you
No,
couldn't
no.
have killed him.
I would
Right.
do the amount of health he had left plus 17.
Right.
And
Oh my god.
I do have to say, I have good berries. So after the fight,
Yeah.
we can revive him.
Oh man, Duke went down in the second battle.
Second time.
Friendly
Move to
fire.
two.
Okay.
Friendly
So-
fire.
So, normally I don't do things like this, but I did clarify before we started playing the game, like many weeks ago,
Oh, you did.
that
I mean,
might be a thing.
Yep,
So-
that's fine.
Which is really stupid because it shouldn't apply to Eldritch Blast because you have to cast it on a creature, and it's not necessarily like a firebolt or something like that. But it's fine.
kinda is.
He'll be
I
fine.
mean, yeah, it kind of is. He shoots a beam. Eldritch Blast can hit other things. I 100% am on board with this.
Okay. Razier, you
Not happy,
You
but on
shoot
board.
Duke right in the side. Louise,
All right.
you're up.
Sorry, yeah, my father came in to give me my food, spilled it's soup, spilled a bit of it, so we
Oh no.
kind of cleaned the mess. So just to be sure, last turn, Xander killed the driver, right?
Correct. With
Alright.
magic missile.
All
Yeah.
right, well, you know what? I'll go and not sit at the driver's spot, but like climb up, so I'm basically just beside
melee.
the guy on top.
You're like
Try
standing
to-
up on
and,
like a little lip or something, and you're just kind of like
yeah,
swinging at him.
Try
Yep.
and try and swing at the guy.
Do it up.
So
Did you roll in that one? Oh, it's
Oh my
10.
god.
10 does not
dude.
hit. Man, this is just like last battle. You were just swinging and swinging and swinging. That's it. You just
Yeah,
have the
so-
one attack, right? You have a bonus action?
yeah, no.
Nothing.
Only bonus action I have is to activate Shillelagh, but
Okay.
not to use it.
Gotcha. All right. So,
At level 3, I'll use my beast as a bonus action. Yeah.
Yeah.
so this rogue chainless guy who's up watches Duke get hit by friendly fire and is like standing over him laughing as a mace just comes flying by his face and he's like, whoo! And like kind of dodges out of the way and then still points down at Duke. Speaking of Duke, I need you to make a death saving throw, please.
Fine.
Don't roll in that one. Ooh,
Nice.
that's a save. That's a success. Yeah, good job. Okay,
Thank goodness.
I'm gonna remove this guy from the combat. Threll.
I'm not dead yet.
Hooray! So I'm gonna
Uh,
see.
So we'll say Gade goes on your turn, right? Because he's not.
Yeah.
So the rules of mounted combat are a little wonky because at this particular battle you're not on your mount. But I'll just say he's going on your turn. So I'll say that he can move. She can do a full dash if he wants to.
I'm gonna.
He can get right to
What's
you.
gonna happen is I'm gonna see Gay try to go through the small the small alleyway, get his face kind of like squishing. No,
Eyes popping out a little bit.
One, you idiot! And I'm gonna watch him run up and out. Attempt to token.
Oh, you can't do it. I got it. I got it.
Thank you. Boom. He comes out. I'm
You
coming
have,
in.
you have to hold shift while you're moving your token to place it in the middle of Gade. So you do have enough movement to get up and onto him if you want to.
And then there's like 25 feet left.
Oh,
So-
you're under. I see you. I see you as under.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Hold on a second.
I don't know how to fix that.
I gotcha.
I've just realized something. Well, I don't know. It's only for tonight because I feel like other games we didn't have that problem, but there's a slight problem like the order on what goes on top of what.
Isn't there like a move to back button?
No.
You should
Really?
make
There's no-
one.
Move up
No.
or down.
Okay.
Doesn't make
Hold on
sense.
2 seconds. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. Now make sure to only.
Only on your
Oh
screen.
crap!
Only on your screen.
I just see you underneath.
Threll is underneath like this, holding on.
Yeah. I hate it. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot that guy.
Sure. The injured guy, or
The injured guy.
I'm sorry, but she's clearly holding underneath with her legs, so she can still shoot with her bow.
I know, just
Yeah.
holding underneath, shooting.
So with my now just running up, now on my nice forward gear, I'm gonna knock an arrow and fire it.
Do it up.
Flip.
17 does hit.
You do have advantage because he's restrained. Just in case you want to try for a crit.
Nah, that made it worse.
Ooh, that did.
And you would have hit the unconscious Duke.
Oh, good. Let's go with that first one. I'll
Okay.
take 6 arrow damage.
Arrow damage.
Arrow damage. Just like sinks into his thigh, and he's like, "Ugh," takes it. He's bleeding.
Like one weakness.
He's looking tough.
Arrows.
That's my
before he took an arrow to the knee. Xander,
Oh god,
you have
behind
this
me there's
giant-
a massive...
giant creature comes running up behind you with this person who we'll get to momentarily here, who's just like firing off arrows. You've never seen a creature like this. Actually, that's not true. You've seen like dire wolves from your home out in the wilderness, and so has Louise, but this is worse than a dire wolf for sure.
Is it fixed on your all screens now?
Nope.
No.
No.
Awesome. It is on mine. That's all I care about.
Oh my god.
Come on, Xander.
He's
You have-
freaking out. He's putting up. He's just wildly tapping his stopwatch. He's like, "What is happening?" And he's gonna cast a ray of frost at this guy
Okay.
who's entangled.
Should be advantage on the attack, right?
Yeah, that's a 22.
22 definitely hits.
That'll take 8 points of cold damage.
If your die would get out of the way, I could click on the token and figure out how much health this thing has. How much? Okay.
Nice.
Ah, yeah.
I'm racking up the most kills, and I
You
don't
are.
want to kill people.
All right. It like
And now you
shoots
get to
out.
hit.
Everybody else sees this like blue streak of energy with like snowflakes and crystals just coming off of it as it fires forward, intersects with the body of this guy who looks down and watches as his entire body just is consumed with ice, and he's frozen in place with this really confused and horrified look as he's got like a couple of arrows in his side. He's already like burned and crispy, and just his face is all kicked in, and now he's just frozen over.
And then I'm just like, "Oh, get out of the way! Oh, get out of the way!" And I just run off to the side, and that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, Thrall and Razir, there's this like weird child person, basically,
What else is there?
who's there.
Good kid.
Yep, doing weird stuff. I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to take an attack of opportunity, but you know.
Maybe.
Okay, this one last guy in an effort with the unconscious. Actually, Louise is up there. He is going to turn around, and he's going to use. He's going to take the reins, and he's going to attempt to make them run away. Now, this is the end of the turn order.
I'm faster.
You're faster than draft horses? You are faster than
I'm
draft
faster
horses.
than how fast a cart can.
For sure. Because they're like at half, basically.
I will catch them with my. It'll be an epic chase scene.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
that's...
I could hit him once and throw him off the cart. But if we're going up by performance,
Okay, so he does do that because he's trying to get away right now. That's his action to do that. Top of the round, the horses are going to use their movement. This is going to look a little wonky because I'm going to move all these things individually. They're only going to get to go 20 feet. This almost seems like pointless because you guys are about to finish this off in 2 seconds.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to move this, and then we've got the unconscious body of Duke that moves forward with the cart, and this guy, Louise, you are on the front. You're on the front lip. Yeah, you're fine. It's fine. I'm not going to make you roll for anything. Razier, the cart has started to pull away.
Cool. I'm still close enough. I'm gonna. Oh hell! I'm gonna run up and get up to where Duke is, and with one hand, bonus action. No, I can't do bonus action. Screw it. This is my fault, so I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna my action. Pour a potion of healing into Duke's mouth.
So it's a moving cart, so you like literally run up along the side of it and like put one hand up and lift up and plunk.
I'll like jump onto the back of it, kind
Okay.
of thing.
Yep.
And then reach forward and
This is the second
the
time
potion.
you've fed Duke a potion of healing.
yeah.
7
7
points of
health.
healing.
All right. Oh wait.
Goodbye potions.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And yeah, that's my turn because I don't need to go form a dread for this.
So you're now up on the back of the cart that's moving. Luis, it's moving forward. The guy like looks over at you with the reins held, and he's trying to get them to go faster. He's got his like shield and his mace up, like he's ready to fend you off as he can tell you're about to attack him.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I'll try and attack you. Oh, maybe.
You got this.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
15 hits.
All right. I'll do the damage first. Yeah. Why is it so slow?
8 points of damage.
Yeah. And since I have the crusher feet, I like to push him 5 feet up the cart.
Yeah, baby.
So the cart is. What were you gonna say? Sorry, go ahead, Felix.
Push him like over here. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So he's like got the reins. He's got his shield up, and you just take your mace and just like smash him right in the shield, and it just like boom, this invisible force just sends him careening off, and now there is a runaway cart that has no one controlling it that you're on, as is Duke and Razier.
I mean,
He rolls off the ground, and we'll just say he's prone. It doesn't say it knocks him prone. I'm gonna have to make an acrobatics check because he might try and get away here.
Since he's falling off the cart.
If it's an acrobatics check, he has disadvantage because of hex.
Hey.
Rude.
You guys are super rude. Okay. I mean, if it was you guys that was rolling this, I rolled with advantage. What was the lower number? He has 0 to that? Okay. I mean, he is not prone. Not prone. He's fine.
Alright.
He's fine. Even with disadvantage. Is that in your turn, Louise? You have movement.
You know what? No.
It's gonna be a full
I'll
action to stop the
basically
horses.
just sit on the cart, and next turn, if I'm able to, I'll try to control the horses.
Gotcha. Okay. Duke, your eyes snap open on the cart. Second time,
All right.
Razier stands over you.
Oh, we must stop meeting like this. And
Sorry
I'm
about
just
that,
gonna
bud.
sit up and look around. Do I see?
You're on a cart that's moving not very fast with 2 horses, and this armored, green-covered ranger character's up trying to get the horses to stop. It's not moving very fast. The guy, you see that there's no threats immediately around you except for a guy who's like maybe trying to run away off the side of the cart.
Okay, I look at Brazier and said, "Have we won? Are we done? My head hurts."
Just one more.
All right, okay. And I like do a backwards roll and kind of spring out of the cart to land next to this guy.
Yep.
If that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just
It's fine.
rolling out.
Yeah, it's like
And
half movement to
as-
stand back up, but it doesn't matter because you're literally right there. So
Yeah. As I land on, I duck down, and I draw my short sword, and I cut upward
ooh,
with a single blow.
a monk with a short sword. That's terrifying.
Yeet! That was terrible.
That'll hit still.
12 hits.
Yeehaw!
That's not you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well,
Max damage.
9 damage. Man. So Luis probably doesn't see this because he's focusing on the horses, but Xander, you're standing off to the side. You watch as this guy who just got cut down into the cart, this cowboy character wearing a cowboy hat, just jumps up. You see a bunch of commotion, and all of a sudden this weird, like, dark figure with the long hair just like rolls out of the cart, somersaults, lands on the ground, slicing upwards with a 3-point motion. This guy takes it like right in the chin. You see blood go flying and splattering across the side of the cart. This is more action than you've ever experienced right here, for sure. This is it's possibly more than that last one you went through. Duke, anything else?
Yeah, after I cut upward, I reverse grip on the sword, and I hit him in the throat with the pommel.
Oh, you
of
have
the,
another attack.
blade.
Okay,
I have a bonus action, unarmed strike. This is flavor the pommel, but
Yeah, pommel. Meaning, are you trying to do non-lethal damage here?
well, I essentially just like punching him in the throat.
it's bludgeoning.
He's
Yeah.
just
Ow.
using basically his unarmed strike.
All right. Well, 22 definitely hits. So
And then max damage.
Nice.
wow. Okay, so you smash him right in the throat, and he's just like holding his throat, trying to keep himself together. He is hanging on by a thread.
All right, and I just look at him and said, "This could have been so much easier if you had followed the path of light." And then I'm gonna end my turn.
He like holds out a hand like he's trying to say something to you, but you've literally crushed his larynx. So he's just not. There's nothing
Yeah.
coming out.
This tasteful Spanish accent. I'm a fan.
I'm trying to remain tasteful. I'm sorry.
My
You're doing
session
good.
0 partners are just 2 variations of cowboy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Lone Ranger and Tonto at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I've been thinking that for a while.
Does that mean that Donnie's Don Quixote?
Oh my god, it's all cowboys.
I mean, it's the Wild West out here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna scoot up a little bit and shoot a nice arrow into that
a
gentleman.
nice arrow. It can't be a bad arrow.
Nice.
All my arrows are nice.
Very friendly.
Aww. Except I missed.
You
Oh.
did miss.
Oh, that's strange. That's new. Okay, and then I'm gonna move the rest of my movement up here.
You have too much
Try,
movement.
exactly. To try and get these horses to stop scooting away. But I can't really do anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe
I
I'll try
mean,
and grab the reins later.
there's already a guy holding onto the reins, but yeah. I mean, if anything, Gade is gonna scare the horses. So,
Nah, that's fine. Maybe they have blinders on. I don't know. I'm not
oh
looking.
man, it is Xander's turn.
Okay.
Is he gonna
Again.
kill the last guy?
I think I am. I think I am. I just now everything's past me. I'm no longer in the center of it.
Yeah,
And I
actually,
was
at this
thinking-
point, everything's just come rushing past you like a stampede. It's crazy battle.
And I'll pick my hand up and just do one more ray of frost at that guy. At this point, I've probably picked up that they're
His
chainless.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
His AC
okay.
is 11. He has 1 hit point.
Oh, I mean, I'll end it here. Yeah, thanks.
And you missed.
Natural 20.
I'll end it here. Thanks, guys.
Yep,
Thanks for
yep.
doing the work. I racked up 4 kills this battle.
Absolutely.
4 kills this battle. So I'm here.
So he
Yeah.
just like
Melted.
basically disintegrates on the ground because as the ray of frost hits him from behind, as he's like caught like hand out towards Duke, it's hit with the frost and his hand just gets locked in place, teeters for a second, and then Duke just on him and he just falls over, breaking into a million pieces on the ground. And so concludes as the horses continue to try to move away, but that does indeed conclude the battle for this evening. It feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys.
You survived.
We
It
didn't
was
get wiped.
wasn't even that hard at all.
That was light work. None of us went down.
What? Hey, second session, second time I've been down. If I go down once a session, I will not be happy.
I mean, as long as you're only going down, it's not that
As long as
bad.
I'm only going down. I'm the healer, though. I'm not supposed to go down.
Fine.
I've also got heals.
Oh boy.
I will eventually have a heal.
All right.
I won't.
Good job, Eric.
So, as the battle is concluded and the horses are eventually brought to a halt, Louise, you're able to get them under control. You all find yourselves on the streets as many of the townsfolk around you have scattered. There were people that were out here on the streets. You saw them. They weren't really caught in the crossfire or anything, but you kind of get the sense that although they're running to get to safety, they're not doing so with such an amount of haste that leads you to believe that this is uncommon for them. You all know that, all of you know that Beacon is known as a place where shootouts happen. People die. They are shivved in back alleys. They're stolen from. This was kind of a larger kerfuffle. I mean, combined with the gunshots, the fireball going off, and then this. But the streets are cleared, and you all look around. Razir, would you please describe yourself? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're married.
So I am. Before you stands a. He's not short, but he's also not tall. Like 5'4". A man. He's very pale. Like a very pale, almost gray skin. He's got scraggly, shaggy black hair that's a little bit long. He's got, if you look closely, you see his eyes. They're like a weird dark green with the occasional like wisps of black in them. He has on a big semi-wide brimmed black hat on. He's got his dark brown, almost black big poncho on. Underneath you might have caught a glimpse of his he's got one of those old school, like just the vest with the shirt underneath of it. He's got his double holster belt around his waist. Simple black pants on. Some decent looking boots. And if you look closely, his right hand looks like it's made of wood from the wrist up. And it's got like scrawlings of what look like green energy going through him. Yeah.
What's the
That's
weapon
Razir.
look like that he's been using thus far?
It's a revolver, but the chamber, oh my gosh, forgot the word.
Cylinder.
The cylinder, yeah, there we go. The cylinder, that's the rotating 6-shooter part, is completely missing. And if you were watching while he was shooting, energy would well up in there and then shoot out.
Mm-hmm. Louise.
All right. Well, right now at the reins of the cart, you see he have put his shield to the side, so he has carries a round shield and a staff, which you saw earlier. He tapped to the ground and made like the plants grow out, and he has as Tim said earlier, a green cloak with a kind of how would I say that like
Gold fringed.
no I don't know what I was gonna like the armor's not like patchwork armor, kind of like not all of it is like supposed to be like with that good. And if you look at it, it might be like trying to look a bit rougher than it actually is. And he has a like a medium black beard, slicked back black hair. Sorry, brown eyes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And I forgot to ask Razier, can they tell what race you are?
Looks human.
Okay. Louise?
I am also human.
Okay. Duke.
Yeah. So you see a thin, brown-skinned individual. He's got like I want to say like parachute pants almost. They're like loose-fitting gold, like light gold pants. Give him a little breathing room for his kicking and whatnot. And he's covered in bandages. So he's got like bandages wrapped around most of his body, and the parts that aren't covered in bandages are kind of charred looking, and they glow faintly, just every once in a while, almost like a heartbeat. And he has a faint halo that kind of emanates from the top of his skull, which sheds like a light around him. As he's standing there, he's like standing almost rigidly, cleaning the short sword of the blood that he just spilled and resheathing it as he examines the area around him.
Cool. Xander.
So all the way behind you guys, if you take a look back, you see this. He's not small. He's definitely a little taller. He's 5'9", and he has like dark brown hair that it looks like he takes care of it. Dark brown eyes, tan skin, not as dark as Duke, but not as light as his brother either. Who you wouldn't know they're brothers yet. But regardless of the fact, yeah, that's what he looks like. So except
heterochromia.
yeah,
So handsome.
So the difference here is that he's not wearing that big overcoat. It's too hot down here, and Louise would have made him change to match the forest. So he's wearing on like this green turtleneck right now.
I just want to point out that this is not art that Jason found online that he then assigned to his character. Jason commissioned for this art for his character.
I did.
So this is what Xander looks like.
Nice.
So he's got this like green turtleneck on. He's wearing tan pants, these dark brown boots, and around his waist he's got a belt with a book strapped like on the back and a book strapped on his left side. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Last but not least, Threll.
Woo! Okay. So, firstly, what you're probably going to notice is this very large gray-furred warg. Attached to it is an extremely worn-out saddle, and which is sitting in it is a quite short but stout-looking woman with who's they're gingered with braided hair and plenty of freckles, and they're wearing a set of studded leather armor that is also completely worn out, and on every little bit there just seems to be smudges of dirt and grime just all over the place. and they're carrying a very intricately crafted longbow and way too many arrows on the saddle. Absolutely way too many arrows, an attached glaive, a hand axe, all kinds of stuff that is just unnecessary. But now they're not currently wearing it because it is too warm, but they do have, you can see if you look behind the saddle where all the packs are, there's plenty of fur garments that are currently all wrapped up and tucked away.
This person is clearly outfitted for war and ready for whatever comes their way.
Absolutely.
What is the race of Thrall?
Thrall, if you had an intelligence score above 2, could tell that they're a dwarf.
Well, lucky for you, the wizard in the party has a 1. So,
If you're smarter than a squirrel, you can tell he's a dwarf. Duke, I don't believe you mentioned, actually neither did Xander, what your race is. If people can tell what your race is.
I look human, but there's an unearthly glow and like heavenly.
Hence the halo.
Yeah, heavenly set of features about me. So if you know what an Azamar is, then you can understand it. That's what I am.
There you go.
I look normal. I'm human.
Yep. bunch of humans.
Just a bunch of
Bunch
white
of
folk
humans.
hanging
I am
out.
normal human.
Yeah, Donnie's right. Just a bunch of white guys. Actually, no. Duke,
No,
Duke.
there's some brown folks in here.
Yes, I am real, ma'am. Do you want to go skateboards?
Okay.
Yeah, again, we got our token character. Sure, every party has one. I'm getting there. I'm going there.
Wow. Oh man. So that is what you see before you from one side or the other. Xander, you are the furthest away as the cart slowly comes to a grinding halt. Louise, you get everything under control. Looking around, the three of you, now that you've the other three of you have slain your quarry, and now there's just other 2 individuals who have come into play here. What would you like to do?
All right.
Are they going first or am I going first? Or is it a free for all?
Free for all, I suppose.
Free for all.
Can I go up to this dead guy here and just search for the tattoo just to confirm that this guy is like chainless?
Sure. So you go over and so most of these guys, these particular guys were bald. This guy, no investigation check required, had a 7-pointed crown right on the top of his bald head.
Got a hairstyle? Or you mean like a literal crown?
It's a tattooed crown. It's the symbol of the chainless. Is the 7-pointed red crown. Or
okay.
something. Yeah.
Even like his hair was in 7 points or something like that. Would be really
After I
Mad Max spikes of.
After Duke cleans his sword, he looks at the 2 newcomers and said, "What brings you here? Are you in league with the Chainless? I imagine you are not, for you helped us defeat them. But tell me, how is it that you came to be in this fight with us?"
Well, I mean, that guy, and I point back at the leader, which I assume, kind of shot me and my brothers. We're just gonna take that and let them get away. I mean,
Okay, that is very fair.
If you look back, you just see Xander stand and like lightly nudge the body with his foot.
A hand comes out and grabs. No, I'm just joking.
A third hand.
I'm gonna hop off the cart and walk
were
over
you
to
after
the
those
bodies
guys?
as well.
This was your cart, or
No, we've been following this particular group of. Well, I guess we were running from them at first, and then we saw an opportunity to investigate what they were doing, and the fight ensued, and here we are now, picking up the pieces after a very clear victory.
I'll kneel back down and investigate the body.
Okay. What are you looking for?
an antidote, but also also any extra appendages or just anything useful.
Interesting. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Razir, as
Oh.
you walk up,
Give it to me.
natural 20.
Holy!
It's interesting. You do find a few extra appendages, or rather digits, in a small satchel on the side of the belt of this particular individual that has about a dozen fingers on the inside of it.
That's weird.
Razir, you walk up as this person, wizard person who's slinging spells, ice spells specifically, is just rummaging through the pack of this person, like dead person on the ground, trying to find stuff.
That was some good shooting you did there.
Yeah, you too? Was that you with the like green stuff?
That I was.
Nice. That was really interesting. How do you do that? But if you don't mind me asking.
I kind of move my poncho to the side and show the revolver through this thing.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that's how guns work. He's gonna unstrap his book and can you explain how that works to me?
Not particularly.
Oh, all right.
I'm not exactly sure how it works myself, but it does. What about you? You look a little bit more learned than a lot of folk around here.
Yeah, I'm from one of the universities. I studied in Nixronum.
North.
Yeah, nothing really special. I'm just starting out, so yeah.
Fair enough.
How do you know these guys? Why were you chasing them?
The chainless.
Yeah, them.
Well, they got a hold of us a while back yesterday. Or no, I'm sorry, it was early today. We've been chasing them all day.
20 minutes.
It's only been
Yeah, it's only been a couple
so
hours.
long.
You
terrible.
you watch as he flips through his pages, and he flips through like 2 pages where he's like drawn fingers and like written notes and stuff next to them. And he flips to another page as he like opens up the satchel a little more and starts taking notes. Yeah, we ran into them earlier. It was really strange. There's a lot of people with like extra appendages and extra like arms and legs and who's its and what's its. I might be getting one soon. I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. But yeah, it's definitely strange.
That it is. We saw something like that earlier ourselves out in the woods. Well, we were mainly just after these guys to get, I guess, revenge for locking us up before we got out. But either way, we handled that.
Yeah.
What about you and
guys
your?
are great.
What about you
Weren't
and your
we
friend?
also- Oh, go ahead.
It's just a wrong place, a wrong time kind of thing, or were you having these guys specifically?
No, totally wrong place, wrong time. I mean, we just came back. Like we just got back from our job. We were gonna go and maybe try and get money or something, but I mean, we just turned the corner and there they were. That on the chariot, on the carriage, and yeah, it wasn't fun. I thought I was gonna die for a second there.
Yeah, you handled it fine.
You think so?
Sure. You looked a little nervous, but did what you had to do when the time came.
Yeah, well, I don't feel so bad anymore knowing that they're chainless. I kind of felt bad. Maybe they were just like regular bandits, but knowing that they're chainless, I don't feel so terrible. They're really bad people.
That they are.
Duke, Louise, are you guys just listening to this conversation right now? I know what Threll's doing, so I'll ask for that in a second. But
As they're talking, I would also like to check the bodies of the chainless, specifically the leader-looking ones, for like any information or notes on what they were doing or anything like that.
okay, on what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they came here for the slaves, but then I just want like any kind of clues because we wanted to find out why we were targeted. I
Because
thought.
you're so pretty.
Thank you.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Not my strong suit.
Louise?
Oh, boy,
well, I'd like to.
3 in a row.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I just want to ask, what is Louise? You just like kind of watching this conversation
I just-
transpire?
Well, I kind of listen to them up to the side, but like I'd be looking at the warg, like not touching thing, like a few feet back, and just like like kind
Yeah.
of like intrigued by what's this creature in front of me.
Who, like, you see makes this like sound as it's kind of looking around, sniffing like underneath the cart, trying to find any trace of anything. And at a certain point, it just kind of loses interest in the various like smells of death, the recent death that kind of permeate the air, and just begins lapping up the blood dripping off the side of the cart at a certain point. Just not really taking too much interest in you specifically. With a 21 investigation, looking through the leader's pockets, there is a pack inside of which there is not only, it's not just a name of lists. Oh, wow, a list of names. It is a, several pieces of paper that have scrawled pictures, crudely drawn, of each of you, including your NPC friend who was on the back, and 2 other figures you don't recognize, which you can only assume were the other 2 that were destroyed on the back of the cart when the
So good old
boulder
Saigar,
hit
Red
it.
Chain, and then the 3 of us.
You remember his name.
I wrote it down.
Awesome. Go ahead and, if you don't already have it, go ahead and take inspiration for remembering his name. Yeah, so
me too.
there aren't any markings. Hey, you didn't ask for it.
I totally remember.
Your time will come. Your time will come.
You guys are just jealous.
So it's the like crudely drawn pictures. It's funny, you look at the picture with Razir on it, and you know it's Razir, but it doesn't look like anyone. It's kind of like a grayed face with basic humanoid features on it. But as you look at it, there's almost like a shimmer to the page slightly, like kind of makes you question it slightly. And you look at it and you go, this is just a person. And then you're like, turn your head to the side and you're like, that's Razir. It's something a little weird, a little off about his picture in particular. There's no notes. It's just the names of everybody underneath. And that's it.
Okay.
Thrall?
Yep.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah, so I want to jump back into the
I know what you're doing.
corpse-filled
I
cart.
know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, and be like, what the heck are they trying to steal that's so important?
In fact, actually, if you guys remember from the previous session, there was a, like, not a sheet, but like, the covering of the back of the cart. And as they were traveling away, it was like flapping in the wind as they were kind of racing down the street somewhat. So you kind of like roll that over, and there's a bunch of like the remnants of the fruits and vegetables and like grains and things that they were clearly trying to trade with the people they fireballed and all that. But go ahead and give me your investigation check.
Sick.
That is the opposite of Nat 20.
That's just my life.
This is one of those instances where I ask for a roll and then afterwards regret having asked for the roll. There are a good number of things here. There are boxes and crates, and there's not excuse me, not a whole lot of them, but there are some here, and you begin to go through them if you'd like to investigate what's inside, and we will come back.
So everything's all covered in blood, so I can't tell what the hell it is. Also, all
Sure.
the corpses are in the way. There's
Sure.
like 4 dead people in this cart.
There's a right. You're like taking the time to like lift the bodies up and out and kind of cast them out to the side. There is a figure walking down the road, which Razir and Duke, and at this point Thrall's kind of preoccupied with taking care of what's inside the cart. But the other 2 of you turn around and you notice that Corbin is walking down the road towards you.
Oh yeah, the sheriff.
I'm
guys,
seeing him. Ah, Mr. Bree.
yeah. You like look just like gets up to like maybe 20 feet away from you and just surveys the scene. Doesn't move any further forward. These guys were all chainless.
Indeed.
These other folks here, they're with you.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Just wrong place, wrong time. They did help out, though.
Very capable combatants.
You see, the thing is, I think we already talked about this when you first got here. Trouble with the chainless is trouble for Beacon.
Yes.
Trouble in general. Now,
Yeah.
none of us had anything to do with this merciless slaughter, but I've got a whole building that's kind of like fallen down a little bit at this point, or I should say the windows were broken out, and there's some dead bodies on the inside, like about 6 or 7 of them, 8 of them. I got a whole mess to clean up. Nicodon's gonna want to have some questions answered. I'm gonna need
Sure.
the whole lot of you to come with me.
Of course. I mean, you could always toss these bodies in that burning building. Say they blew themselves up.
Well, the building's not on fire. It's just compromised. We still haven't gotten in to pull out all the bodies yet. It literally just happened. So,
About that, I think we're a tad curious as to who those men were, because it seems that they were the ones dealing with the chainless.
make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion. Oh, I'm sorry. I still have exhaustion, so that'll be at disadvantage.
Oh,
That's
man,
much
I keep
worse.
forgetting about this.
Oh,
that is
all the
much
stuff you
worse.
guys would have been
Yep,
rolling
should have
earlier.
been disadvantage.
Should have been disadvantage.
Biscuits.
With a 12, you know,
Um,
the thing is, my job's complicated enough as it is without would-be adventurers rolling through here making my life harder. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you 1 hour. Gates are locked. Don't try and leave. You get this cleaned up. You do your investigating. We're still going to talk to Nicodon. But anything I don't have to do in relation, put my hands on any chainless, so I can speak truthfully when their mind-sucking fiends come in here to try and pull my brain apart to find out what actually happened here. I don't have to try and lie through my teeth to them about my hand in this part. I don't want anything to do with this. So you get this
Fair
cleaned up.
enough.
I'll put in the good word with Nicodon so his hammer doesn't come down as hard. 1 hour. I'll be waiting
Much obliged.
in the old hammer so I can keep my eye
All right.
on you. And he wanders back off down the road. At this point, Threll is still continuing to... has finally gotten the bodies off of the various boxes, very, very clearly interested in whatever it was they had here, which up until this point seemed very much like a bunch of grocery goods that they were trading. Who knows why that might be the case for a bunch of people. Or actually, no, they were trading people and grocery goods for something. You're not sure.
they
like,
wanted
what's-
to trade people. They definitely didn't trade any.
Right. They had no people. Right. There's a particular crate. There's no lock on it. It seems to have been either broken off or misplaced. There's no there's a slot for where there should be like a padlock there or something, some kind of lock. There, it's not there. This is a finely crafted lead chest. It's lead, and you kind of like, you're going through every crate. You're like taking whatever you have and kind of like prying it up, kind of breaking it up, and kind of seeing what's in every side of all these crates. This particular one, you open it up to the side. It's full of gear, but not just any gear. Threll's been around and escorted many an individual throughout the forests, throughout the region of Novus, kind of back and forth, whether it's an Iron V, Elisnarian, maybe down to River, maybe even down to Talos Noro and the Genesis Caldera. These items look different. There are a few of them, and you're, at first glance, see a beautiful carved amulet with a yellow hand on the amulet itself, and it's like has a leather strap with like pearls set in around the side of this leather strap. A very low glowing red undulating orb sits at the bottom of the chest. A lion-headed scepter, like one fit for a king, kind of wreathed in gold, like filigree and trim all up and down the handle of it. A book that looks like it has runes embedded all over the sides of it. A singular ring set into a small cushioned holding place with the head of a wolf. You're like quickly glancing over all these items. They're all like, you don't even need like a detect magic up right now. This is like, you open the chest and you're like in your face of the glory of what's inside of this this chest right here. The ring actually on the wolf has these like blue streaks that are coming off the back of it, and you notice it's not carved in. There's literally just blue energy emanating off the back of this small ring with a wolf's head, red eyes glowing off the front of it. And yeah,
Well,
that's what you see on the inside. You were looking for a little bit of loot, maybe a little bit of money, see what these guys were carding. I just want to get some information, and you just opened the holy grail of boxes. You're the
Yeah, I'm
only
gonna
one who
need
knows
these.
right now.
I'm just gonna just close the chest real quick. These are really important. Ooh, I should totally take these back. How the hell am I this thing? Just muttering to herself.
Quick question. I'm kind of close by, and you said that when you open it, like radiated, like magic. Would I have felt it, or since I'm more focused on the war?
I would say that there was probably a slight golden glow that then faded after about a second. There was no noise like, oh, like that didn't happen when you opened up the chest. But there was definitely this like boom feeling as it was opened up. It just quickly subsided. And then you see Thrall, you think it's been like 2 seconds. You did a quick little look over these things. You're like, yeah, this is really important. But you were standing there for a minimum 40 seconds staring at these things. Like, oh my gosh, what did I just open? So yes, Louise, I would say that you see Thrall standing over an open chest.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see. What you got there? Can you be staring at it for a while?
Oh, just some stuff that I need to return to some folk. Don't worry about it. This is more of a my thing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's
Make
fine.
a deception check.
All right. I mean,
No, not all right. This is Donnie. Donnie found the loot. You have advantage on deception checks? Or disadvantage?
Disadvantage, 'cause
Disadvantage.
the-
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing I'm rolling.
Yeah, go ahead.
Too
Insight.
tired
Yeah, go ahead.
to think of a good lie.
Oh,
You're just too focused on the treasure.
Yep.
I also have
You know something's up, Louise. What are the rest of the three of you doing?
Does Louise have
at
exhaustion?
this point, I'd like to look through the rest of the bodies as well.
Yeah, I'd like to. Once I get those sheets, I walk up to. Who is it? What? I'm sorry, I'm bad with the name. I gotta write down everybody's names.
Razier?
Xander? Or
Zan-
Razier?
No, not Razier. Razier, his name I already wrote down. Xander and Louise are the
Yeah.
two new ones. I gotta write this down. I'm terrible at it. Jason.
So stellium.
All right. So anyway, I go up to Xander, and I'm holding these sheets with like the funny paper. Said, tiny wizard boy, look at these sheets for me, please. They seem off. Is there anything you can tell about them? Maybe they are arcane in nature.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take them from his hand. Is it like runes or is it a language?
It's in common.
It's in common?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I mean...
And just the way you're looking at the sheets,
Well, it was specifically Razier's.
The pictures. It was just Razier's.
It was just Razier's that looked just like a basic. So Xander, you take a look at. You're like kind of flipping through the pictures. You're like, okay. You like look at over at Thrall, who's kind of thrashing through the. Actually, no. At this point, Thrall is just like stun locked, looking down at the items inside of the crate, and you see Thrall's picture. And interestingly enough, flipping through the pages, your face is there too, and your name, and so is Louise's. And it hits you, something's going on here. Why are all of our faces here? When you pass over Razier's, you kind of look over at Razier, who's just standing there. You guys are having whatever your conversation. You look up. You instinctively hold up the picture of just Razier, like over, like you're just the perfect distance away to where his silhouette would be, like of the picture on the outside of where his actual face is, and it like fades away, and you just see Razier looking at you as though it's a perfect cutout in the paper around of him. You kind of like pull it away. Still looks like him, but it's just a gray person.
Yeah, that's interesting. We need to leave.
About that, I don't think you're going to be able to. Whether you intended to or not, you got involved in this, and
I mean, my face is in here, on these drawings. They were out to get us, and we were hired by somebody, and we just so coincidentally ran into the Chainless while we were out on our job. There's somebody here has some kind of inn, and there's I mean, why would my face be here? I don't
who
understand.
hired you?
Who hired me?
Zanladier.
Zandalier?
Zanladier.
Zanladier. Zanladier. It was, I mean, we met him at the old Hammer.
Perhaps we should go speak to this Zanladier.
Yeah. Just, do you want these back? I mean, I'll keep them if you don't want them.
I'll take them. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And I'll give them back, and then I'll loot the rest of the bodies.
Okay. So I'll just ask for one more investigation check. Anybody who wants to roll. What I mean is one person with advantage. If there's going to be the help action here, just want one roll. This will be for the rest of the bodies and everything else that's here.
Trust me.
What is your investigation, by the way?
+7.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
I'll help.
I
mean, I got a +5, but
that's good.
Yeah,
20.
but he doesn't have exhaustion.
Dirty 20.
that too.
Dirty 20. Okay. Everyone roll a d10 for me. We're going back old QOA style. Actually, no, we did this in Ring of Valor as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! They're good or bad?
Nice.
33 total.
33. Besides the items that Thrall found in the back of the cart, which he has not divulged to the rest of the party yet, although I'm sure Louise is going to be on that momentarily. Don't shush me. Even though there were only a total of 5 people here, in fact, the mage themselves had more than all the others combined. There is a total of 330 gold.
That's pretty good.
That is available
that's pretty
to be
nice.
taken. Don't forget, Corbin gave you an hour, and you've used about 5 or 6 minutes of that now.
Once all the pockets are looked through, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Freckles, come give me a hand here. And I'm gonna start lugging the bodies and throwing them onto the back of the cart.
Okay.
Like, oh, I just moved that. Whatever.
Yeah,
He's
we
like
gotta
throwing them out, and you're just like
Yeah,
put them back
yeah.
on the cart.
So like the first one, I'm just gonna drag it over to the chest and put it on top of it.
You know what? I'll go
Luis?
sit on top of the guy who we just put over the chest.
Okay.
Also, are we splitting all of this gold equally amongst ourselves? Is that how we should automatically be doing things?
I mean, that's only fair.
Team?
Well,
Sure
you're
is fair.
technically not a party yet, but that is up to you how you want to do
We're
that.
here.
I mean,
Would it
We
all
all
be,
helped out
we
here.
should be
Killed
hanging up by
8
who
people
killed the
together.
most people.
would it all be in my possession?
I was gonna say Xander killed most of everybody, or at least got the killing
He's-
blow.
He KS'd everybody.
But since I did the investigation, would I have most of the money?
Until you hit it
Yeah.
out or something.
If that's yes, then I will distribute it. It'll,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it'll just be like, well, since we all kind of got caught up in this together,
What's that math?
I'll count it out.
66.
66 each.
What a number.
66.
Not a bad haul.
All right.
For
So-
level
Not
two.
at all.
As I'm moving the bodies, I'm looking over to the two new guys and be like, "Look, whether you intended to or not, and who knows with them pictures there, you two are involved now, and that Goliath man that was here earlier, he's sheriff around here. He said the mayor's going to want to speak to us, which is fair, but I don't know how familiar y'all are with Beacon, but Chainless can come and go." Somewhat, and they ain't gonna be too happy hearing about this. So the town's gonna try and not take any blame for this. So I figure we ought to move these bodies back over to that building that they blew up with their magic.
Wait, you guys blew up a building?
Nah, these folk did.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
that mage guy that you took out.
And I'll
Kinda
try
that,
and I'll try and drag
okay.
a body towards the wagon.
I mean, what's your strength score?
-1.
So you have a strength
I
of
have,
8.
I have an 8. Yep.
8 strength. I mean, by
I'll
the
try.
time everybody else has gathered up all the rest of the bodies, you just barely drag it over to the cart at this point. But you're
I
disgusted.
Figure we ought to put these bodies back over there, make it look like perhaps they died in the fight against them other folk. But he also said we had about an hour. Bright Eyes Freckles, we could go take a look at them bodies, try and figure out who it was they were dealing with, and maybe get a few answers ourselves.
Yes, I found some papers as well. I don't know how much help they'll be, but perhaps we can use them to track down another lead since we have killed all the leads that we had previously.
Worth taking a look. And then I heard you point over to Xander. I heard you say that you were hired by a guy, and he's over in the tavern.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm aware, he should still be waiting there. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
And
All
at
right,
this,
that's where we said we'd meet the sheriff as well. So we'll take a look around the building, then go over there. That is, if you two want to tag along. Of course, you and your friend are free to do as you please. Although getting out of town might be a bit hard.
You should stay with us. With too many coincidences, we should stick together. All our faces are on these papers. We are clearly wanted, but by who and why is unclear. So we should, stay together.
At this point, there is a small crowd that's gathered, and it isn't that they're making a ring around you. They're just kind of on the outskirts, most of which are actually towards the Old Hammer, which is probably maybe a few hundred feet away from you, kind of northeasterly direction, kind of the direction you came from to chase the cart down the road. And Corbin and a number of the town's guard are like holding them back and scolding them and like telling them to get back to what they were doing and trying not to make a big ruckus there. And Corbin looks over his shoulder specifically towards Razir and like the rest of the group, like, hurried up, like, let's go, giving you that kind of head nod motion.
All right,
Once
begin
the
to help
bodies are on.
moving the bodies as well.
Once all 5 bodies are on,
Yeah.
start moving back
Guys,
over
yeah.
towards the
Easy enough between all of you guys.
use
Yeah.
that little intersection to turn the cart around and
Climb up onto the wagon.
Okay. Guys
oh,
all
by the way, we haven't introduced ourselves. Name's Razir. We got Threll and
the
Duke
Thin
over
White
there.
Duke. Yes.
The who?
The Thin White Duke.
That's an interesting name.
Thank you.
Um,
We should move
Okay,
forward.
yeah.
You said you turn the cart around and you're bringing the bodies back to the center of town?
Yeah, we're gonna put them back in the building, and then we were mid conversation about them tagging along
yeah.
with the 3 of us.
And names.
Introductions.
Which
Introductions.
Xander would say. I'm Xander, and that's my brother Luis.
Ah, y'all are brothers. I see.
Yeah, no, I mean let's go. I mean we're kind of sucked into this now, so I feel like we should just go. So I'll just hop on the back of the cart and I'll just swing my legs back and forth.
On the back of this bloodied cart with several bodies on it at this point.
Yeah.
Just after you kill like 4 people.
Yeah, well he doesn't feel so bad anymore.
Did
If there is that tarp there, we should put the bodies under the tarp. Get the tarp over the
it's kind of a
That is
white,
a good
white
idea.
canvas. Yeah, just kind of covered over. It's stained with
White
blood
for now.
at this point.
Yeah.
It's totally coated at this point.
That's fine.
Blood splashes. Did Threll introduce themselves?
I think it was done for them.
I had said their names. Duke did his own introduction.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
just right here. Yeah, I'm Threll Iron Saddle. Working for the Underhill Caravan Company. Those Iron Saddles. Maybe you heard of me.
Oh. Have we?
Go ahead and both of you make a history check.
History check. All right.
No.
Me?
Neither of you. Razir?
Here's the dice.
Oh, because you hadn't brought it up yet? Is that why you're...
Yeah, it hadn't been brought up yet.
Sure.
Nobody knows.
Guys, how
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, is Duke rolling as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
History?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's something from too far north for me.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, it's a
11.
It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So you're...
Yeah.
That's funny.
Wait,
It's a
Donnie,
full
why
straight-
did you roll
I don't know.
for your own history?
He said both of you. I thought he was talking to me.
So I mean...
I'm not really sure what I do either. Don't worry about it.
It's roll history to remember what is what's the name of your caravan company? Just the
Underhill
Iron Saddle.
Caravan.
Oh, Underhill.
Underhill's Caravan Company.
Gotcha. So you guys are aware that there are hired guard for merchants and people of importance. You haven't heard of Underhill specifically. It's like hearing a brand, but you know what it is. You know what they do, obviously, but just never heard of Underhill specifically.
Now, is Threll at this point still on the cart?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Xander's gonna lean over the cart and look at the gray wolf next to them. And be like, "What is that yours?
Yeah.
That's so
course.
cool. What is it?"
Yeah, it's a ward. Name's
Un-
Kid.
Unclipping book, writing down word.
It strides up alongside the back, and like his head is like right, like straight up where yours is, and just turns and looks at you as he's like trotting along next to the cart.
I'll
Sneezes.
look over their shoulder at the book. Like, oh no, it's spelled with an O.
Oh.
Goad.
Okay.
Not
The
Warg.
warg.
Yeah.
Oh,
not
gotcha.
warg.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
it.
might want to put him back in the stables. Townsfolk might not like him walk around the square too much.
And you hear a couple of whispers at this point of like people that are around, kind of like looking, and as Corbin and the rest of the guard are trying to hold them off and get them to go back. They've started to disperse at a few points, but a few stragglers are left behind, kind of just eyeballing everything up and down, and Corbin's literally like just staring them down and looking back at you guys as you round the corner to where the front of that building is that you were looking in through the windows in the back of it. You do park the cart, start unloading the bodies.
Like as we come towards the crowd, I'm coming through. Make some room. Get them to get out the way, at least.
Yeah, people clear out of the way. They're trying, like you see, like a younger like halfling comes over, looks like totally bold beyond all the rest of the crowd that's here, and tries to like lift up the canvas as you guys come to a halt, just to see what's underneath it.
Mage hand, grab his hand.
I'll put my staff down on the canvas.
I don't think so.
Who are you guys?
Never mind that. You might want to head on home.
Nothing as crazy as this happened around here before. And like one of the guards comes over and like literally picks him up and just carries him off into the rest of the crowd. Just disappears.
I'm gonna whisper to Louise. Just, I like the way he speaks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you referencing Razir?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Some of the guards, there's enough of them at this point that Corbin has literally assigned all the guard who are not like up on the walls providing protection and watch to like create a barrier, and they like bring out these large like poles and hold up canvas around, almost like a crime scene where they're trying to like prevent everyone from seeing in this like half circle around the entrance to this one building, allowing you guys to unload and do what you got to do.
Yeah, so I figure we bring the bodies in, kind of stir them about like they were. We remember seeing them standing opposed to the other guys before the fireball went off. Kind of put them there and slump them over backwards so it looks like they got shot or something.
Okay.
Shot by what though? I mean,
Stabbed.
the rest of them are burned and charred. These.
Yeah, but maybe they'll think the fight started before the fireball went off.
No.
Either way, we can deal with that later. I think this is mainly just to remove
Buy
a
us
bit
time?
of suspicion from the townsfolk, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, let's take a look at who these guys were that they were talking with.
Okay. So you go into the building, you're kind of, laying the bodies around in various locations to make it look like it was natural that they kind of fell, and additional blood splotches are created on top of the burned, charred remains. It isn't like a fire caught and burned everything down here. A fireball doesn't necessarily do that. It just kind of like scorches everything briefly in the span and creates a lot of pressure, which broke all the windows outwards. So you do have full view into like the backyard where Gade was held, where the forge is and everything. There are the 4 bodies of the original members of whatever this group was that met up with the other group, that are just up against a wall. Chairs are broken and fallen over. If anybody wants to make an investigation check after the bodies are laid out, you've used up probably a total of 15 minutes of your hour by this point, which is fair, I feel like. So we'll just ask for a single investigation check with advantage if somebody wants to help looking through everything that's here.
I'm gonna go over to Xander and be like, "Look, you're pretty good at looking through stuff. Just to let you know what we're looking for here. We're trying to find out who these men were. The chainless here that came to talk to these folk, and we learned they were intending on trading their captives, which incidentally were us, for something.
You
perhaps,
guys are slaves?
Nah, they just captured us.
Oh,
I was down south. Bright Eyes and Freckles were from farther up north, and we had another friend that we woke up with that he's off on his way home himself. But
okay, yeah.
we also, not only did we hear that they were intending on trading us for something, but also for someone. So
yeah.
anyway, we're just trying to figure out who these men were.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Thank you.
Jump off the cart and go inside.
So this grisly scene of a very brief combat that ensued. There are bodies with gunshot wounds. It's very clear that an explosive device or something. I mean, you being a wizard and having trained in that, although you don't necessarily have access to fireball yet, you are familiar with what a fireball would look like at this point,
Right.
especially under the tutelage within Nix Ruinum in one of the colleges. That's what happened here for sure. You don't know why, you don't know who these people are, but you're investigating. So go ahead and give me a
Okay.
roll with
I'll just
advantage.
in Elvish, I'll say, "Ooh, this looks bad," and and then I'll roll and start looking around. Oh yeah, give me that, baby.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. There is one individual that looks like, just from your natural 20 investigation, can tell they were probably a more important member of a different group other than the Chainless, having dealt with the Chainless not just now, but previously as well. On this individual, there is a note. There is a bunch of like spoiled food, things that are spilled, glass containers that were shattered and broken and strewn about the entire room that's here. The room that you're in right now, I didn't describe it to you guys because the other guys had seen it, and I forgot that you hadn't seen it, but it's like a small dining hall with a set of stairs off to the right-hand side that leads up to a second floor. Several windows on the left and right-hand side. Towards the back, there's a door that leads to a back room. But a large table in the center that's been kind of pushed over due to the fireball, and the bodies are kind of like under that table, and you go over and kind of push everything off to the side with the help of whoever's helping you, probably Thrall and everybody else. Here is the note. Somebody want to read this? Or it would probably be Xander who found it.
Yeah. Got something. Nestor, take your men and head to Beacon. Lord Saigar has been captured by the Chainless and is being transported to their scientists there as a means of trade. Oh. We believe they're onto him and possibly even believe that he is one of the special ones who may be resistant to their experiments. Eliminate the scientists and take their place. Make the trade and bring him back to the city post. Haste. We think we are close to discovering one of their research facilities. Signed, Rebellion Commander GYZ. We met some scientists.
Did you know?
Yeah.
I mean, no scientist.
We met Lord Saigar.
We
Sure,
did.
we met that guy. That Leonin fellow, he went to
He went back to
What's that place?
his hometown. His home.
Back up
Of,
in Islas Narian.
Islas Nerin, yes.
By the
he
way,
said
you
he was
guys,
gonna pay us or something.
you guys are in this corner building.
Mhm.
Not that it matters.
Which one? Again? Sorry.
I still pinged, but this corner building.
I had the pop-up was covering it. And okay,
Yeah, mine was too.
I was also on the other map.
I brought you over. So it's the
Yeah,
corner
then I
building.
went back.
Corner building.
Yeah. So special ones. Is that why them pictures of us are all together?
Is that what we are? Is that we're being condensed? Are we immune to their experiments? In theory, of course.
Well, if your picture's in there with ours, then maybe.
Well, I mean, Mom and Dad did always say you're a special boy, Xander.
That gets
Yeah,
a hearty chuckle
whatever.
out of Razier.
Yeah, whatever. Stupid.
Well, all right. Now we see why they grabbed us and who they were working with. It's
But the note specifically says Lord Saigar. It doesn't mention anything about us.
There is actually something else that Xander picks up on, and I would say probably Thrall, probably Razier, probably not Duke or Louise or Xander. So the two of you, Thrall and and Razier pick up on the fact that there are pendants. Like a lot of people wear jewelry, various like markings of who they belong to. You know, if they do have a following to a god, you know, they have some kind of marking of that. But there is a very specific pendant all four of these people carry. It is a hammer surrounded by a sundered chain. And through that natural 20 investigation, you do also find that there are various tattoos of this same symbol. Almost like, and again, the two of you would know, this is an opposing faction to the Chainless. They simply refer to themselves as the Rebellion, which is strange because it's not, usually in a rebellion is against like some form of government, and the Chainless hasn't really established themselves as a government, but they are everywhere. And the two of you know that this rebellion is specifically against the Chainless, and that's who these four individuals represent. There's no special name like the Chainless, it's just the rebellion. Star Wars style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say again the pendants that are a hammer?
It's a hammer surrounded by a sundered chain, so a circle with like, you know, I mean, like it's got to be a pendant that's held together, so it's like an actual piece of jewelry, right? But it's like chain, it's like a circle of a chain that's like broken in pieces, and it looks like the hammer is the one that's sundering the chain in the center. Their entire purpose and devotion is to breaking apart, dismantling, figuring out who the members of the Chainless are, and bringing them down.
So,
Hang on. If these folk are fighting the Chainless folk, then why the hell are they trading with them?
Well, the note said that he was trying to infiltrate the Chainless.
So you
using
wear
his trade.
you wear your freaking your dang pendants when you're trying to infiltrate them. That's not a good idea.
Did all of the guys have the pendant and the
All
tattoo?
of them do. All four of them. The tattoos aren't like readily visible. They've got, so they're wearing Chainless outfits. It's like they either killed or stowed away some of these Chainless who they took on the mantle of, but kept their pendants on. And the cloaks that they're wearing, they all look, because when you originally were looking through the window, it looked like a meeting of two different groups of Chainless that were kind of like
a bunch of
meeting
Chainless
together.
guys.
And then there was a fight broke out, which is what the confusion was that you guys had. Like, why are they fighting each other? And now it's kind of become clear.
Because didn't they get mad at the one group because they didn't have them?
Yeah.
But then they slapped around that one guy, knocked him over.
So just to kind of refresh your memory, there was like the commander of what you now know is the kind of the leader of this group of the rebellion who realized they didn't have what the Chainless were supposed to be coming with. He was angry with them, like, oh, you lost them out in the woods somewhere. What happened? Kind of argue with him. The leader of the Chainless was like, get down, you're just a lowly peon, or in this case, now you know they were supposed to be meeting with scientists. Then there was a scuffle, the rebellion people got squirrely and started shooting.
Okay, yeah. So, looks like these folks were pretending to be these scientists, but things went down because we weren't there to be traded for. Looks like they were after Lord Sagar specifically. Well, I kind of
just collateral then. I mean,
well, we may have been part of these special ones they were talking about here, whatever that means.
I mean, I think I kind of have an idea. We kind of got up close to these bodies. I mean, did you guys see like weird, freaky bodies too, with like third arms and like they're like kind of like zombies-ish?
We ran into one in the woods.
So
that's it.
So did you see like that goop around them and stuff?
I don't recall any goop.
So
remember goop.
they have like this liquid, like, and that's like supposed to like infect other people, and like it's like some kind of experiment that the Chainless are carrying out on people. So we got a really close look at that, and I touched it. So apparently I'm infected, but I do have a bottle full of it, and I'll lift up my water skin. If you guys want to like smell it or something, I don't. That's weird. Yeah, and I'll put it back on my belt.
I'll leave the smelling of it to you. All right, so at least for the three of us, we got an idea of why they wanted us a little bit. We're special or something, and they were after us specifically.
The three of you.
Looks like if we're gonna figure this out any further, we'll have to figure out what city they were talking about, trying to bring us back to. Maybe it's time to go visit our friend Sagar up in his hometown.
Yes, but we still should also look into their recent employer, correct? They said they dealt with scientists as well, so perhaps this is another way for more clues.
By the way, the three of you from Homeward Bound do gain inspiration if you don't already have it.
Yeah.
Because you discovered who it was they were trading with.
Oh, nice.
I think Donnie already had inspiration.
I did not.
Oh.
It was Alex.
I
I
have
remembered a guy's name.
name.
Is it possible to get that note back up?
Sure.
Oh yeah, is that a accessible note somewhere?
Let me see here.
I'll be back. Two.
Yep. Configure permissions. All players observer. Save changes.
Ah,
Lore
Lord.
bits!
It's there now?
Cool.
Oh, you lore bits.
Yeah. Cool.
Isn't that cool? Having that just as
Yes.
a thing, I can just do that.
Yeah. Cool. I don't
So
have
much
to
better-
copy paste
so
the
much
whole
better
thing
than
into a
Roll20.
notepad.
So much better than
Anyway.
20.
I mean, pretty sure you can do that with Roll20 as well.
You know what?
Lore bits.
You know what, Felix?
Just you see Felix disconnected from Zoom call.
Yeah. Banned. What is that? What is? Did anybody else hear that?
I heard something. I was paying
Yeah.
attention.
Heard an F-bomb just now. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. So you have that journal note.
Oh, was that
that's-
Oliver?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
gotcha.
Pick up Oliver, but half the time doesn't hear you.
Yeah, I know,
What the
right?
heck is with your mic?
I know, right? It's fun. Love this thing.
So you guys are probably at 20 minutes. Again, being a little generous on this, just trying to stretch out this hour, getting through this.
Was there anything else on the Nestor and his boys?
You guys made an investigation check, right? Was that the nat 20? It was. Okay. For this specifically, they were carrying some money, but it wasn't super significant. 60 gold total. 45 copper. Let's go ahead and 45 copper,
12.
25 silver.
12 gold each. 5 silver.
The reason Eric has a smile on his face right now is because I said I wasn't going to hand out money willy-nilly. It's exactly what he's thinking about right now. Like, he's just handing out money. But these is not large sums of money.
12 gold, 5 silver.
12 gold, 5
Yeah.
silver, and then
It's 45
9 copper each.
Yep.
And I do have me and Xander are missing our pay for our other job.
So far.
Yeah, we haven't brought it back yet, but
Yeah.
at this point, maybe he's a little sussy and we get to keep it. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know why you want to use it though. It's not like it's broken or anything.
How
I
much
mean, you guys completed the quest, not the rest of these guys. So that's up to you.
9 copper.
True story.
9.
All right. Do they have anything else on other than money? Do they have anything else on them, like the guns we saw them draw?
So I knew you were going to ask about that. So the guns are ruined. Based on the fireball that went off here, they are destroyed.
Isn't that
How
convenient?
destroyed?
Enough to where you can't have one, Eric.
I'm not looking for the gun. I'm looking for parts.
I mean, brought to a skilled smithy, they could probably be repaired, restored. The parts of the guns are there, but they're blackened, charred. Like one of them, the people here who know about guns, like, and I'm going to talk about gun parts, and I don't have any idea what I'm talking about, right? The barrel, one of them's like melted, kind of over and curling around the chamber, or not the chamber, the cylinder, just totally like wrecked and destroyed. They could probably be repaired and restored for some money, overall. But if you wanted to recover a cylinder for your gun.
I'm just going to collect all of the guns.
There's 3.
In the condition they're in.
There's 3, and
3 broken guns.
There is... I'm going to say this. One person roll a d20 for me. The DC is only 13. You don't even know what you're rolling for. Just a regular d20. There's no modifier.
There's 17.
17.
There's one working automatic rifle.
Dude, it slid to that 3. it slid to that 3.
There
I was
happens
like,
to be taped under the desk. They had it ready. There's just an antimatter rifle just sitting right there.
The leader, there is a scimitar that he had been using, and strapped to his back under his cloak, which softened the blow of the fireball. There is, in fact, a rifle. An undamaged rifle.
Here's the thing.
However, the ammo that he kept in his pouch has been destroyed. So it's loaded, this rifle, which how would we find that on DMD Beyond? What do they have available on there? It's is it just the critical role stuff?
Yeah, it's listed as
there's the critical role stuff. There is in the Dungeon Master's Guide a table of guns. There's Renaissance level stuff with muskets. There is modern stuff with like hunting rifles, and there's futuristic laser stuff.
Okay, so this is just a musket then.
I think it's like a D12 damage.
Combat options.
Listen, Donnie.
I'm the logical choice.
But do you have proficiency?
Okay, so Renaissance level, there's pistols and muskets, which are a D10 and D12 respectively, which are single shot muskets. Modern stuff, there's automatic pistols, there's revolvers, there's a hunting rifle, there's an automatic rifle, and a shotgun. We're just going to keep it to a musket. It's a musket. It has one shot loaded into it currently. Most now, Thrall is aware that most blacksmiths throughout the countryside, throughout Novus, are not necessarily familiar with making ammunition, because it's not like it's outlawed, but I think in the lore it even describes that like it's not commonplace. Like you'll find like high-level guard, some nobles will keep pieces, firearms and things like that, but not everybody knows.
Something about like a few crates going missing from chainless attacks, stuff like that.
Right. So the Underhill Caravan Company probably had a few people that had muskets or whatever, some pistols, but you were not one of those people, which is why you don't have one. You've seen them. You probably shot one before. You don't have proficiency in firearms, but you probably know where to go to get ammunition if you needed it. And there is a musket here.
Do you know many things?
Anyways, musket.
I will I will pick it up, take a look at it, look in the chamber that there's around. Here you go, Freckles. Toss it over to Threll.
I'm gonna grab it like, oh, is this a Springfield 1918?
There's one shot in it. Be careful with it.
Oh man, my uncle had one of these. Woo, that's fun.
Wild West, folks.
Careful, you might shoot your eye out.
And the two of you,
All right.
Xander and Louise, probably would have seen and heard of firearms. Nobody really used them necessarily. You probably heard like a random gunshot go off in the night in Nick's Ruinum here or there. A particular instance that comes to mind for Louise specifically, probably may or may not had a gun held to your head at one point in your life. But apart from that, firearms are not common. Got it? Okay. Good. You've completed your investigation here.
Looks like we got all we'll get from looking around here.
Let's go
We
speak
head
with
over
the
to the-
employer.
Yeah, old Hammer. And then Corbin's going to be over there as well. Let him know we're done once we speak with these two's employer.
Okay.
Vamos.
We might want to do something with the horse and carriage in the meantime.
Be a horse and carriage.
I mean,
Yeah,
what-
maybe we
yeah.
should put it over at the stables, along with
Oh yeah, sure.
Gade,
Gade.
however you say your
Jade.
big dog's name.
Okay. You bring Gade back and the stable, like, and the other two horses, and you kind of like exit. You see that the guards still have these giant poles with the canvas kind of like around the outside of the entrance to this building that you've been in thus far, and you can't see any townspeople, although there is the same halfling who's now run back and is like trying to peek around the side, like looking in at you guys, like, "Hey, guys, what are you guys doing in there?" Just
I
kinda
thought
looking
I told you to go home.
Make an intimidation check.
Absolutely. Disadvantage, unfortunately. Not the worst.
They both
14.
kind of sucked.
14. Yeah. And it just like lets go of the canvas and disappears. You don't even see him because like the pole kind of covers it back over. You can't even see where he goes at all. But you can see when it's pulled aside, there are people that are pressed in around the outside of the canvas. Like there's a crowd, and you can hear shouting from Corbin and the other guards, and they're like trying to hold the townspeople back. It's weird because people are more interested now that there's a blockade up preventing them from seeing what's inside. But there is enough space between the two buildings where you're able to kind of squeak through and leave the two horses, the cart, and Gade at the stable master. It's 3 silver. As you approach the stable master, he's like trying to repair. Gade obviously broke like some kind of like one of the gates that was holding him inside of not a cage, but just like a stable area where he was. Just like jumped over it, broke it as his foot caught the edge of it. There's just like a older gentleman with like long, like stringy gray hair, kind of like balding on the top. It's got the like the monk style, but it's got the hair kind of going down past his shoulders. Just an apron, like a leather apron on, dirty white clothing, covered in dirt and poop.
Oop.
Your animal broke my stables. This is gonna cost you, you know. I'll keep them again if you want, but there's got to be an extra fee. You know, understand?
I already paid you for it.
I mean, you paid me to keep him. It's not my fault. He's like all up in arms trying to get out and do crazy things like that. The tootin' animal tried to fit his way through 2 buildings. Couldn't even like get his snout through. You don't think I watched that, but like, you know, he's big enough, and I saw him, and it, you know, anyways, I can't have animals making a ruckus and tearing up my stables here. So it's gonna be an extra. It's gonna be an extra silver. It's at 4 silver. You got 3 animals plus the 1 silver. I'll make it 5 silver actually. This he looks over and does a couple quick calculations in his mind, looking over everything and kind of looks back at you with a squint.
Could I insight check that? He seems to be just raising the price from 4 silver to 5 for
Make
no
an insight
reason.
check, sure, absolutely.
All right, just insight. It's over here.
Hey,
20. It's like half a board that was broken, and he's definitely charging like an extra silver, like extra 2 silver for no reason. Well, I mean, he could probably charge like an extra 2 copper for the board that was broke, but like,
All right.
he looks at you, he sees your adventurers, you have just accumulated a bunch of money, and as you're like running over to try and stock these animals, he's like looking you up and down.
Well,
So-
you know what? I've got an idea, and I'll go over to the cart and try to rip one of the planks on like the top on the side.
Make a strength check.
Yeah.
Genius.
No, I have proficiency.
I don't know why I've asked you to roll for this. This is dumb.
Oh no! I didn't see the one. I don't
So
know.
deep-
I rolled a switch.
Break it off.
Yeah,
Now the side
I
of the
walk
cart's
over
got
to-
a piece missing.
Yeah, I walk over to the guy. And, here's your replacement.
Oh. I mean, there's still the nails and like the labor, like, you got to account for inflation, the fact that we live in a world full of like, bad bandits and things trying to come through here. I'm just saying, like, people got to make a living here. You got dangerous animals. You're
step
making
up
me.
to him, like real close, and I say, "The gods of old would not appreciate this sort of swindling. You should be more careful in the people that you're dealing with. You never know what they might be capable of or what could offend them, such as we offended the old gods." And I
Guys,
just kind of
it's 2
stare at him.
silver.
It's the principle of the matter.
Do you want to make an intimidation check in this moment?
Yes,
Okay,
I
go ahead.
do.
Go ahead.
Not great. That was trash.
I mean, 9. Okay. It's it's really not a big deal. You guys obviously know what you're doing. There's lots of explosions. I'll tell you what. You pay me 2 silver. I'll stock these animals for you. I'll keep an eye on your cart. I'll keep it nice and safe for you. I got this nice pitchfork over here. Just ready and raring here to fight off any kind of chainless or other things that come through here. I'll tell you what. You tell me, how many men did you kill today? Talking to Duke specifically.
I just ignore his question. I hand him 3 silver, and I say, "You should be more careful in the future and honest in your dealings." And then I just walk away from him.
Right. You know what? Absolutely. Your animals will be fine, taken care of. Whatever you need when you come back. My wife's making a fine apple pie right over here, just right off on the side here.
I walked away
Just
from this
disappeared.
man. I am not listening.
Okay, you drop off the animals. You guys make your way back
I'm
to
gonna
the center.
I'm gonna flick him.
Is this
one
guy's
extra
name
copper.
Gyrazine? Because I don't like him.
This doesn't even sound like Gyrazine. You just don't like my
I don't
NPCs.
care.
That's what it is. You don't like my.
Gyrazine. I made
before we
Gyrazine
leave-
into my backstory, by the way.
Did you actually?
Yeah, he's one of my enemies. He
Really?
he defeated my old mentor. I don't like.
Wow,
That's
Gyrazine. That's great.
I'm gonna-
Before
I'm
we
gonna
leave
flick
the
him one-
stable, I'd like to go over to Trell and tell them to maybe we should bring the bucks with us. I don't know. I don't feel like trusting the.
I was going to ask you what you guys were doing with the additional box, but Razir, you throw the additional copper, and he just kind of nods, kind of tips his little straw hat he's wearing.
I don't say anything. I just flick in the copper and then turn and walk, follow Duke.
Gade is led into one of the various stables, the other 2 horses. The cart is kind of hitched off to the side. what are you guys doing with the box? Or actually, it's only Thrall and Louise, really, and not even necessarily Louise that doesn't even knows what's inside of it, but Thrall specifically. Are you really going to leave this treasure trove on the back of this cart in this town?
So you're gonna like whisper back to Louise. Look, that box is. Okay. I know you saw some stuff. It's important. Listen. I need that box. And I need that box. And I need to get that box back home. Okay, so it's like really important. So, crap. Do you have like a lock? Do you have like a padlock on you or something? Anything?
Actually, I don't, but I do have a hunting trap. No, I don't.
Xander, you definitely clocked this conversation, 100%.
I was gonna ask because I'm
That's why I had to pull up the character sheets and look at some stuff. So
yeah. All right. Are we hiding things?
You know what? I'll tell you what, Trail. I take out my bedroll, put the box in it, tie it back up, and like tie it to my bag so it looks like how'd you call those, like, you know, like the stick with like the bag on the back.
Haversack.
Like,
Yeah.
Isn't it made of lead?
Yeah, I'm holding the stuff with two hands.
It weigh a couple hundred pounds?
No.
No. Yeah, I forgot it was made of lead.
If you're,
Well,
if the
how big is this box? Because like it might be like a 50-pound box if it's like this big and made of lead.
I mean, with all the items inside of it being a lead box, what it is, I'm trying to think. Nah. It's like it's minimum 120 pounds minimum.
Holy! Oh yeah. We're not moving that from there.
Like we could carry it, but that's like we're carrying the box.
Yeah.
Clearly.
My carrying capacity
Or you could take the
is
items
225
out and put them
pounds.
in your bags, but nobody else knows about this.
I, in fact, am strong enough to carry this box.
Oh yeah, you could totally carry it, but it's not like going in your backpack hiding. It's like you're wrapping a rug around it and just carrying this heavy looking rug.
What is
Yeah.
the carrying
Especially if
capacity
they're dwarf.
multiplier for large creatures?
I believe it's time to. Like you take a creature's like let's say like me, I have 13 strength, so my carry rate is, let's check real quick.
It's your strength
195.
score multiplied by 15.
Yeah, mine's are 195. If I were large, it'd be that times 2.
So 390.
Yeah.
So, Thrall, do you wish to take the bloody canvas, not the canvas, the tarp or whatever, and wrap it around this thing and try to carry it with you? I mean, the rest of the party that's here will absolutely see that that's happening. If you do anything, I mean, I
Or
use
you
Xander's
put
passive
it in your-
perception.
Put it in your pack on.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to get anything past me.
Okay, hang on. I'll just go address to the rest of the party real quick. Like, hey guys, why don't you go ahead? I gotta take care of my Wargrave Hill real quick. Yeah, I'll catch up. Don't worry about it. I'll catch up.
That's all right. We'll wait for you.
Nah, it's fine. No, just go ahead. It's cool.
Yeah.
I might be a while. I gotta take care
You
of
don't
Gabe.
have a while.
I mean, you can deception versus insight if you want, right here if you
I
want.
love
You
that.
look constipated.
We gotta get going, Freckles.
Duke.
Alex.
All right. Sorry. I heard Duke and it kind of registered, but I was like, wait, no, that's me.
I know he's. I'm like, I know he's on his phone right now.
I
gotta,
am.
like,
I'm sorry.
We gotta
Lots of texting happened.
we gotta pull him back in.
Yes.
Are you aware of what's going on here?
No, I walked outside after I finished talking. I'm just
Oh,
standing
he's-
outside.
So
With
you just walked outside. Okay. I mean, turning back, you see that Threll is trying to get the rest of the group to walk away. Like he's like or sorry, they are like I've got this. Just I'm gonna be here for a few minutes. I don't know how far did you just walk like back?
I
to
just
the
started
tavern?
walking out. No, just out of range of in dealing with the stable gentleman. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
But if I do look back and see that, I'm just gonna say, quickly, leave him to his trinkets. We must go. We have things.
Okay, so what I'm
I'm sorry,
is-
Donnie, but everybody can see that you're clearly trying to like swindle something going on here.
No. So I'll just go up to my work here, and just kind of like whisper into their ear. Not sure if they can actually understand what the hell I'm saying. Like, Gade, listen to me. Listen. Be in the cart. Don't let anyone else in the cart. I'm
Is
trusting
this-
you on this.
Is this in common?
Yeah, because
I can
what does a warg speak? Nothing.
I can totally read his lips.
I think
Oh, you
it's
can.
just
talking
goblin.
to my
yeah,
dog.
What did
Don't
you
speak,
teach
but
him? Maybe you
understand
train the warg and dwarven. Who knows?
I don't
Yeah.
speak dwarven.
You're a
Wait, you're a
dwarf that
dwarf?
doesn't speak dwarven.
I speak common
What?
and undercommon.
Wow.
He changed the language.
What an interesting dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarf culture has significantly diminished since then. That's the old
I
time.
mean-
We don't speak that anymore.
I mean,
It's been
I mean-
common washed.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know,
okay.
it's like old Gaelic. Nobody speaks that anymore.
So
I wonder
as,
why.
as you're like leaning down and saying this to Gade, like almost like human like, right? Is like nodding, got the furrowed eyebrows, and is like looking at you side eyed as you're like speaking into his ear. Like gets up on top of the cart and then like crouches down on top of the chest that's there, kind of like pushing the canvas off to the side, and like hunkers down this giant warg, and the cart itself creaks. It's two wheels. I'm sorry, it's four wheels. Four wheels. It like hear like the sound of something like snapping underneath his weight. Gets up on top of it. You guys didn't remove the body. You did remove the bodies. I'm sorry. This is
we did.
blood-soaked. Blood-soaked. His paws sink down into the blood-soaked wood that's there and the canvas, and he just looks over it at Thrall. Like, I
Give
did
him,
a
like,
good job.
a
I'm a good
big
boy.
Thumbs up.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, I give him a big thumbs up. Then back to the party. He's like, "All right, guys. All right, Gade's gonna take care of the wagon. I solved it."
The
I mean,
All right.
it was a nice wagon, but I don't think it counts as a wagon if it can't go anywhere after that big
Yeah.
crash.
stable master wheels it into the back of one of these stalls that's there, and it's just Gade up on top, looking out, snout sticking out of the top of.
Does he
where
look
the-
super majestic?
It's less majestic and more like he's got to poop.
Oh no.
I
He's gonna poop
understand
in
that
the
look.
cart.
For sure. Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean-
Gonna poop in the
I
cart.
mean, if he poops in
Constipated.
the cart, it's less likely that anyone's gonna
Thrall has to keep it
True.
to clean it.
It's
Yeah.
at this. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say. Okay, so you guys,
All right, let's get going then.
so you head back over to the old hammer. Most of the crowd has not dispersed, but it's more sparse in the center of town at this point. The canvas has been brought down from the large poles. The guards have kind of walked away. Everybody, as the canvas was brought down, they saw you weren't there in that like little corner, and they kind of mostly lost interest or were off looking for you in different parts of the town. As you enter the town square, there's several people. Like you see a family, not a family, like a man and a woman. Rush up to you. Corbin intercepts them, and before they can say anything, look, we've got business here. You guys need to get back to your homes. We've already spoken about this. I put out a missive to the entire town. Nick Don's going to make a statement. Something went down here, but you are not to know what it is that happened here. And the man and the woman walk up, and it looks like two humans, maybe in their middle-aged, but they look like kind of wild-eyed. And they walk up and they grab on to Threll's collar and Louise's armor, like the side of it. Like they both rush up and grab onto it. Oh, what did you see? What did you see? Why was it so important that you were here? Who was it?
What are you doing? Let go of me! I start flailing my arms to get their hand
And
away.
it's the woman who's on you, right? And like backs off, like, we're just here for information. Our employer desires for to see what's happening in the towns, and we're here to gather information. Did you have a run-in with the chainless? Corbin steps in before anybody can say anything, and literally like puts his entire Goliath hand over her entire face. But not like crushing her or anything. Not like crushing her or anything. Just like stop talking.
lady.
Like boo, just like pushes her off to the side. Looks down at the man, and he's like, "You two better make your way out of here before bigger trouble comes. We've got bigger things to deal with than just chainless around here. If it was indeed chainless, you tell your employer nothing out of the ordinary is taking place in Beacon. We've got it under control."
Folks.
Exactly. Like the strange, wiry fellow said, nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
And he like literally like so you see for the first time Corbin pulls out a giant two-handed axe off of his back and holds it. He wasn't holding it to the crowd, who've mostly dispersed, just these two individuals, and he like holds it forward and kind of like pushes them off, and they're like, we'll tell what happened here. We'll tell them that exactly what happened. Whether we have to spin the story one way or the other. I remember your faces. I remember who you are. I don't need to know your names to know you're part of a caravan. You look like noble folk, pointing towards Xander and Louise. You're clearly from Redwall, and you, pointing towards Razir, anyways, we'll be able to tell them exactly where you came from. So just you watch for your mugshots in the papers. You'll anyways, and they just like trail off and run off down the street. Corbin turns to you. Riffraff.
Looks like it.
Maybe your faces will be in the Eyeless Narian news. Doesn't matter. Castle's not going to care.
Should we be concerned?
I mean, if anybody questions me, I'm going to tell them that you helped out Beacon this day. It was very important, all the actions you took. And the Chainless were never here. At least that's what I'm going to tell Nicodon. Or at least that's what he'll tell anybody who asks him. Because if they find out the Chainless were here, if I say what I'm saying, if the Chainless find out that these Chainless were defeated, it could spell disaster for our town. I don't want to bring that down on us.
Actually, about that, I think we have a bit to talk about, and we'll get to that. We'll meet you inside, but we have one other little thing to attend to before we sit down, ready to talk. Two new friends here have a man they need to speak with. We're gonna head all on into the old hammer and see if we can find him. But then we got some stuff to talk about.
By my reckoning, you still have another 15 minutes.
And we'll make use of them.
In about 15 minutes, I'm going to be heading off to the the Magister's quarters, so to speak. The town. There's no real town hall here. It's more so the mayor's home. I'll head off to gather him. Got to do my job. Got to be able to keep it. I'm sure you can understand that. I'll bring him back.
Of course.
He'll want to talk to you.
And we'll be here.
15 minutes.
We'll be right back to you.
Okay.
Boys, let's go find your boss.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you approach.
Just to clarify, how old does Louise look?
Like
Do you look
early
young
20s.
like your brother? Okay, so you look a little
I'm slightly older than him.
young. Okay, so you both look relatively young. All right, cool. That's it. Boys.
By comparison to Razir, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. heading towards the old hammer. As the building on the map shows, it is a 3-story building. The first floor houses what is called the old hammer. It is the building itself is a newly built building. For those who've been here before, you know that the original Old Hammer Tavern burned down about 8 months ago. It was rebuilt and made into a more glorious structure amidst the town of Beacon. The first floor is a standard tavern, kind of a central bar where all the barkeeps kind of do things from within this kind of central ring on the inside with tables around the outside. There is a spiral staircase that leads up to living quarters, and then another spiral staircase leads up to the 3rd floor, which has a balcony that overlooks all of Beacon. You can see pretty much everything from it. And that is also a bar called the New Hammer, as opposed to the Old Hammer. It's the same, the whole entire tavern itself is called the Old Hammer, but there's 2 bars, 1st and 3rd floor. Where would you like to head within here, or are you just specifically looking for Zanladir?
I think the 2 of you should head on in first. Try and find your employer, and the 3 of us will come in afterwards and see where you're at talking to him, and we'll sit nearby. We don't need to go in as a group of 5 and intimidate the man.
Right. Can I have the papers, the wanted papers that
I hand the papers over to Xander. Yes. Please be careful with them. They are our only leader now.
No, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I intend on it.
Hold on 1 second. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet. Let me take a gander at those.
Oh, okay.
Just real quick. I just want to look at them myself because I hadn't actually looked at them yet.
Okay, so you kind of thumb through them. Everything looks normal for the most part. Kind of looking through their crude drawings of the individuals that were on the cart. Saigar, yourself. Looking at the picture of yourself, a face emerges from the paper. You know what this is. You don't even there's no scoffing.
Immediately.
You know what it is. And it's a smirk on the figure. A bloodied corpse of face kind of appears out of the paper itself.
All right. I immediately hand them back over.
All
done already.
without even allowing conversation.
All right.
You're not even allowing conversation at all to happen.
Nope.
There, no, just hand it back over. Gotcha.
Not right now.
Okay. I didn't have to give any further description. You knew what I was going to say.
Before you even said anything, I knew.
Yeah, exactly. That was going to be a cool interaction. I don't know why you just threw it back. Anyways, Xander, you take the papers back. You saw, basically what you saw, being able to read as you are, Xander. Razir kind of looks at the papers as he's going through them, thumbs through them, gets to the picture of himself, frowns profoundly at the papers, and then just immediately hands them back to you. You don't see anything other than what you've seen before on the papers.
Okay. So we're gonna head inside, try and find this guy, question him, and if we think that he's half decent, then we'll.
You've talked to him before.
Finish up the job.
Yeah, we have.
Well, yeah, but now we have more information. Why? Did he choose us to go on this mission, or was it just you just happened to be in town? I mean, it's just. It feels like a little bit too much of a coincidence for us to just stumble across this watch in the same place where there were, chainless scientists.
All right, we'll follow in. 1st or 3rd floor, New or Old Hammer.
I'm assuming he's on the 1st, but we'll see. If you guys don't see us on the 1st, then obviously we're on the 3rd.
Fair enough.
The first time you met with Zanladir was in the Old Hammer, the first floor.
Yeah. So we'll go in.
Okay. How
I
far
figure we
back?
wait. Give it a minute.
Okay.
Wait outside. Give it a minute or 2.
Should we go in one at a
Yeah.
time and act like we don't know each other either, or should we just proceed?
I figure the 3 of us can walk in just fine and find a table nearby where they're talking.
Very well.
Group coming in for a drink, and we do look pretty tired. None of
I
us
am
have gotten
exhausted.
rest yet.
I forgot
As
it
am I.
until you said that.
You guys are hankering for a long rest right now, for sure. Okay, so Louise and Xander walk in. Xander, your eyes are peeled for Zanladir. You do spot him off to the right-hand side. You knew he'd be waiting here for you, so it's not a surprise to you. Louise, I would like you to make a perception check, please.
All right.
This is not to find Zanladir.
Roll high, soldier. Roll high, soldier.
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh. 27.
Whew.
Your heart drops 3 octaves as you look over to the left-hand side. There's, and I'm going to give this description. There is a dwarf, clad in, what the heck is the plaid? Kind of like a red and black material. An axe leaned up to the side, and an ale in front of him. There are 5 figures that are standing around this dwarf, that are leaning over the dwarf. You recognize these 5 figures, not as ones that you've necessarily run into before, although you've seen from a distance. These are not the ones that you would be afraid of necessarily, but you see a male half-orc, jet black hair, kind of back in a ponytail, a female half-elf, similar jet black hair, not pulled back, just draping down behind the shoulders, a shorter male halfling with daggers at the side, a similar halo above the figure of a male humanoid figure who looks sly, kind of leaning over the table, one hand down, a large satchel with something bulbous on the inside and green liquid kind of dripping from the bottom of this satchel, and a female centaur standing behind all of them, looking down over the group of 4 at this one dwarf as they're having a conversation. You recognize these as the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum.
Or so like House Rebellion, right?
These are correct, and exactly,
right.
yeah. These is the House Revillion. Yes.
All right,
Wow. You just like boom. But you're like, I got this.
When you started describing, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll need the. I opened up the Word document you sent us about like, the 5 families.
It's actually not Revillion. It's Ravelon.
Ravelon,
Ravelon. So they're not. These are not. Without trying to spoil anything, these are not people that you necessarily have to worry about.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
But they are people of note. You've heard of them. You've seen them in passing. Xander would know who these are, but Xander's focused on Zanladir off to the right-hand side. These guys are on the left-hand side of the bar. They're kind of unmistakable, but Xander's kind of just one-track mind right now.
Yeah, I'll just step in on the shoulder and warn him that there's a... What was it? Revelon?
Revelon.
Revelon. There's a few members of Revelon. The Raiders.
And so Zanladir's on the right?
Correct. Now, when I say the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, these are the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum. There's only one raiding party of each major city in the continent of Novus.
Yeah. I'm going to turn... Oh. Other way. Keep your head down.
You would know, Xander, although these guys are from your hometown, they're of the House of Ravelon, and they're in direct opposition. I don't have to say anything.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. It's not like they're gonna. It's not like they're gonna like they notice you. They're gonna come and pick a fight with you because they're way more powerful than you are. But you know who they are, and you're like, oh my gosh, why are these guys here?
Yeah, I know. I also have the document open.
You do. Okay, so you guys make your way over to Zanladir?
Yeah. Head down over to Zanladir.
Gotcha. Okay. The rest of you watch as Xander and Louise kind of walk over to the right-hand side. You're just counting down a minute, or are you waiting for them to go over and make contact?
Giving it probably about a minute, minute and a half, and then
Yeah, I'll
heading in,
just
looking to
stay
see
put
where they
until-
are, and then
Yeah, Razir goes forward. I'll support Razir
table
in
nearby.
his shady dealings. I feel like he has
Gotcha.
better experience with it.
Okay, so the two of you walk over to Xanladir, who is he has out like a not a jeweler's kit, but he specializes in clockwork type mechanism and things. There's several jewels that are set out, several tools, and he's like got like a multi-tiered. I don't want to call it a magnifying glass, but like several lenses coming off of this like goggle like scenario coming off of his head. He's looking at something. He's in the middle of a tavern and he's working on something, which is strange, but he's working on something very intricate. And just kind of just slowly looks up at you. Oh. Oh. It's been less than a day. Back so soon. Hello?
Yeah. We are back. I have a question for you.
All right.
Why did you choose us to do this?
Oh. He like immediately, like as you ask him that question, kind of like peeks up and looks. He's in a booth, kind of like there's like several booths along the side of the bar that's here. Kind of looks up, looks around. Have a seat. Have a deeper conversation about these things.
Okay.
Beckons for you to sit down in the booth. Okay.
We'll sit.
has been about a minute.
Okay. So you guys start making your way in.
Yeah, step in, take a look around, look for the boys, the brothers.
So there is a barkeep specifically behind the bar. Looks like a halfling man. Now the bar is of normal height, and it looks like there's a stool behind, like a bar length stool all the way around. This halfling's able to stand at basically normal height to get to be able to serve people and whatnot. There's he's like kind of balding in his mid-60s, kind of just handing out drinks. There are several patrons throughout here, just humans and a couple of dwarfs and an elf or two, mostly human throughout the space that's here. There's a female that's kind of working around, probably his wife as well. There's two small children that look like they're in their early teens that are also handing out drinks to everybody at the tavern that's here. And there is like a hatchway in the middle of the bar that leads down somewhere, that out of which comes a elderly male Harangon with a cane and a platter with several drinks on it and other foods and whatnot. Kind of like uses the cane hand to flip over the bar door and kind of comes out and kind of hobbles over with his things and hands out the various drinks and comes over to the table where Xander and Louise have sat down, looks over towards the door where you guys are walking in, winks at the rest of you. So are you coming in to get some fine imbibements, right? Yes?
Do we see Xander and Louise
Yeah, they're readily
over
visible.
behind him?
You also see what looks to be a really powerful group of adventurers that are having some kind of conversation off to the left-hand side, but that's not really what you're looking for right now.
Responding to the Harangon, indeed, that we are. And I'm going to, talking to him, move over in that direction to take a seat at hopefully an open table, like, not like a table next to where Xander and Louise are, but like one past that, so it's clear we're not sitting like next to him.
Sure. I mean,
But
so
trying to be like, oh, we responded to the rabbit, so we're going over there
sure.
to talk.
To make it relatively easy for him. I mean, so where you're choosing to sit is approximately 15 feet or 12 feet away from where the booth is. The good number of people,
fair.
there's, I could even just,
Possibly close to the powerful adventuring group as well.
so that's on the literally the opposite side. So you have a central bar that's kind of like an oval shape, essentially. Then you have the right-hand side, which is where Xander, Louise, the Xanladir, all that, the Harangon have come over. They're all on that side. The left-hand side from when you're walking in the door, that's where the powerful group of adventurers and the dwarf are situated. So they're literally across, probably a good 40 feet away. The bar is huge. It's a huge establishment.
Yeah, three-story bar, large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
So yeah, we'll go over towards the rabbit.
places in
I'll sit down
Korea?
first and put my back to the booth where the brothers are.
Okay. You're going to go over to the booth, you said?
So whichever
The bar.
table it is that's like 2 away from the booth, and then I'll sit with my back to the booth, so
Yep.
it's not so I'm not like looking at them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just as the first one sitting down,
Yep.
I'll make that move.
The Harangon comes over to the table. So you were looking for some food? Hungry? Zanladir's like, my good man, I've been here for like, an hour and a half now. Also, I've got a room up above. Just another tea, please. For the rest of you, just meat.
You know what? I'll take a tea as well, please.
You make that 3.
Tea. Okay. All right. Sometimes it scalds my fingers, but I'll be right back. And he like heads back down towards the bar.
Hold on. Hold on.
You just murdered an old man.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna trip on his way out from the back and just skull his entire body. I'm just gonna.
Oh no, it's just gonna be a giant rabbit walking around Beacon. A giant rabbit helper.
I'm gonna look at Xanladir and be like, oh, hold on. Give me a second. And I'm gonna peek up from behind the booth and look at the raiders. Can I read their lips from where we are?
You probably would be able to. They're kind of the main one who's talking is the one who looks the most important. He's the one who has a similar halo to what Duke has. So he's, but it's a little bit darker. He's a little more buff than Duke is.
All right, we don't want to take shots like that.
Interestingly enough, because of having grown up in Nixrunum, you actually know what their names are. You know who they are. They've been around long enough. Actually, you know that these were appointed the Raiders of Nixrunum approximately 5 years ago. The previous Raiders of Nixrunum were lost amidst the ruins of... Man, what the heck is the... I gotta pull up my own...
It's on the map. Right.
They were lost amongst the ruins of Zetera. And so then as raiders are, either they die off or they desert, as the lore mentions, new raiders are needed to be presented as each town requires some force, like a brute squad, right? From Pride and Prejudice. No, that's not the word. The Princess Bride. Princess Bride. You need to have a group of individuals who represents each town. That's going to be like the force that represents the town to acquire goods and loot and things like that. So they've been this for about 5 years. They've made quite a name for themselves in those 5 years. The one you're looking at is Phaon. He is a male Asimar. He is their leader. He's leaning over. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I'm good at these. Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, you have the ability to read lips. This is just kind of like, how well are you reading lips? You get most of the conversation. Towards the end of the conversation with this like lumberjack dwarf, right? The dwarf leans over into their mug and begins just, as you look over to try and concentrate on the conversation, although the fact that you're sitting down at Xanladir's table and you're kind of distracted, the dwarf just starts crying as this bag is placed on the table and the dwarf is just sobbing. Phaon leans forward to the dwarf and is just like, this is the way of things, you hired us to find out what happened to your daughter. We found out. She was turned. The scientists, they did some kind of experiments on her. She turned evil. We had to dispatch her. I'm sorry. I understand what it's like to lose a family member. I know what it's like to have your family name drudged through the sand. Not as important as others. But This is what's left. We wanted to bring back proof because we wanted to make sure we'd be paid, and that you'd make sure that you told the mayor that we completed your task. And the dwarf is just beside himself. He is like destroyed on the table, bawling as this ASMR kind of reveals what's inside of the bag. You can barely just see a bit of green hair kind of like tufting out of the top of the bag. And
I'm turning around now. I don't need to see anymore.
Okay.
I know why they're here.
You know exactly why they're here.
Yeah, I know, because that it's not like that was a story hook or anything that we could have taken.
No. Already completed by a different group of adventurers.
So I've
Rival
seen
party.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
but right now they're
Yeah. So I've seen them. So it's Phaon and who else? Do I get the names?
You want the other names? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there is I'm not going to give you the full description. It's just there is a male half-orc named Crevigo.
Oh boy, it's a mouthful. Male half-orc. Okay.
Crevigo. There is a female half-elf named Liliona, who is nicknamed Lily. You're familiar with that.
What is she? Female half-orc?
Female half-elf.
Elf. Okay.
There is a male halfling named Riolus. Now, for the rest of you who don't know this information, this may or may not be important for you down the road. Not that you know this information, but I'm just... Obviously, I'm giving you information to Jason right now, but it may be...
I'm not writing
pertinent.
anything down because I don't know it.
Sure. So that you know Phaon, who is the male ASMR, you know that he's known amongst Nixrunim as being sly, conniving. He's not evil necessarily. He does good things, but his only purpose is to grow the fame of the Raiders of Nixrunim. He only cares about money, their, growing their name, and also you've heard rumors. This is to both Jason and both Xander and Louise. You've heard rumors.
I know where this is going.
They're trying to.
Yeah.
Make a name for themselves elsewhere besides just Nixrunim. The last member is the female centaur. Her name is Rodestra, and her nickname is Rhodes.
That's a great name.
Isn't it?
I love that name.
Is it Rodestra? Nickname
Rodestra,
Rhodes?
That's
so
awesome.
good. So good.
All right. Yeah, got that.
There you go.
Okay, noted. Thanks.
Yeah, you both of you would know that information readily available. No history check needed. Zanladir kind of looks up. The rest of you who are sitting across, you can hear the conversation as Zanladir begins to speak, including, Thrall,
I'll turn around and
Thrall and
smile.
Duke and Razir. I hope you were successful. Like I said, it was only earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday, I sent you out on this mission. Are you back? You chickened out?
Well, the Goblin camp wasn't that far away, but one important question we had is, first off, why did you pick us?
Sorry, Xander did ask that question, and I didn't actually fully answer it. I was looking for people of importance, and he glances over at the Raiders of Nixrunim, right? Glances over at them. There are various adventurers that come through here, ones who have more reputable reputation and others who don't. And said you were looking for work. Said you were looking for something to sink your teeth into. Truth be told, if you do recover that pendant, or that pocket clock, it's something I'll be able to use. And I was thinking of perhaps asking you for a future endeavor with the use of said pocket clock. I'm not sure if the three of us could accomplish such a thing, a task that I have in mind. But if you can get a few others, again glancing over towards the raiders, a few others in mind, maybe there's something we can do. Something I'm after. But first of all, to answer your question, nothing special. You came through. You looked capable. You're back. Do you have it or not?
Can I insight his reasoning as to why he hired us?
Sure. What are you trying to...
Yeah, I did it a little late, but like, is he telling the truth? Like, is it like...
We just
evident?
happened to be there.
So,
Like,
yeah, we just happen to be there.
Sure. Go ahead and
Or
make an
is
insight
it-
check. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Roll high, son. I did.
That's pretty good. 22. He seems way too focused on his work to care about whether he's trying to be deceptive. I don't want to call him nerd, like straight out nerdy, but like that's the vibe you get from him with like all of his various instruments and everything. He cares way more about the scientific aspect of things than like, oh, I was trying to pick you specifically because you have a specific purpose. He wanted someone who's going to go and retrieve this thing for him and maybe be able to be used in the future.
so basically, what you're saying is that even Xander thinks he's a nerd.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's a merchant. You can tell like he's got packs with him like kind of off the side in the booth itself, kind of like stacked upwards with various baubles kind of hanging out and various things. But most of them are tools. He's using them to analyze things, to determine their value, their worth, and I will say with the 22, there's something behind his eyes that leads you to believe he has more power and knowledge than you were expecting a simple merchant to hold. He is an elf, after all. Is he a half elf or is he an elf?
Half elf. I think.
Half elf.
Yeah. So long black hair, streak of silver. He's wearing a gray robe with white frills. It's a large pendant that hangs from his neck, which Xander, you immediately pick up on, remembering from something you saw previously, with a small fragment of something, which you can't quite make out the details of. Inside of this pendant is like a clasped thing that could be opened, and on the inside there's like a broken piece of something metallic that shines in the torchlight of the lantern light on the inside. You remember this pendant from your dream specifically. You're almost frozen in time thinking about that dream. I would say, Louise, you probably pick up on this as well.
I'll just like,
having heard
Right.
the description from Xander of his dream that he had.
yeah, and like, well, I'll try and like, kind of discreetly try and shake him out because you said it was kind of out for a bit, just like, not like hit him, but just like a small,
Nudge
like,
him.
Yeah, just
a small, yeah. I just
Boom.
take him in the face, but no, yeah, like nudge
Yeah.
him like on the leg, under the table, to, yeah.
Anything wrong? Something I said?
no.
Do you have
no.
the pendant or not
I-
that I'm looking for? The pocket watch
Yes,
specifically.
yes, we have it. Yes.
Oh, wasn't
But
that
before-
difficult of a challenge after all? Perhaps I should have offered less money.
Well, I mean, I did get stabbed straight through the back, like the goblin sword. Like I get up and like went right through my back, poked out at the front.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad.
But one more question. We'll give you the pendant. Well, obviously, you're completing the contract. But one more question: did you know that they were chainless, like tied up in that cave?
Like you say chainless, he immediately gets like, he like rips off the goggles he had in his head, puts them on the table. He leans in really, really close. There was chainless involved.
Yeah,
Did they have
Or-
Did they have the grimy hands on my pocket watch?
No, the goblin
Yes.
had it around his neck.
Was it yes and no? You both said different things.
Sorry. No.
The three of you, by the way, at the other table, can hear this entire conversation. It's being
Yeah,
kept
just
loud
sitting
enough.
there.
I'm just letting you know that you can hear this whole
Yep.
thing.
Would
Okay?
would that be a problem?
Well, I want to make sure that do you see, there's a. I might as well tell you. There's a piece of technology I'm looking to get my hands on. And I think I need this pocket watch to get my hands on it, and I need a group of powerful individuals to help me get past the perils within the particular dungeon delve I'm speaking of, to get a few other fragments to make a door.
To
It's-
where?
Well, that's the question, really. I don't know. I've been doing my research, Eyeless Narian, Oniron V, Nyx Ruinum. I've been through the lot, and there was an incredible architect of... I shouldn't go too much further into it, but there's a place we need to go to. Do you have other individuals you could bring with us? And if not you... and he slides forward a large satchel of, and by the way, the other three of you, there's been the old Harengon has come over and ordered. You guys have been able to order food and drinks, and you haven't been neglected at all. Sorry, is it the meat special you're looking for? I'm not sure that I haven't had a whole lot of goat slaughtered recently. If you're looking for anything more particular, like, pasta or anything, we've got a few other things. And he comes forward and he takes your order. Go back to the conversation. That's the ridiculous conversation you're having with the
I get a
Harengon.
salad.
Salad.
Yeah, that little thing, and I would make sure we're having very light conversation between ourselves, so we're not just sitting there in silence, clearly
Right.
listening.
Right.
We're all leaning forward towards their table.
The carrots, extra on the carrots, yes. Not a whole lot of leafy greens.
Just get some
around here if you
vegetables
would.
and some meat, please.
It's bulking season.
This
Like,
Harengon is ancient
Bulking
in nature. He is beyond
Sounds
his
old.
years. He's like
But what we
pauses
don't
in between.
know- He's actually a max level druid, and he's like 5,000 years old.
You don't
That's
know.
why he's like
You don't know.
Yeah,
You don't know.
yeah.
Anyways, he's pretty cool cat. He's cool. But he's super old
he's-
and
but
takes
he's
forever.
not a
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
He's a cool rabbit,
Felix.
not a cool cat.
Anyways, going back to the conversation. I just didn't want to leave you guys sitting here for 4 hours listening to the conversation.
We're eavesdropping.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what he was saying.
He was asking.
He was
us-
talking about the pocket watch,
The
and he needs more individuals
Yeah,
that he can do.
needs a party.
And so
Split a
he
sack across.
right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So he slides a small satchel across, kind of jingling slightly as it hits some of the table boards. It's clearly your payment for the job. Slides it across. This is your payment for what we've talked about. He again looks over at the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, who have now moved away from the dwarf, who is lost in the sorrow of 1,000 suns, as he's just head buried in his hands, sobbing uncontrollably on the table as this sack unfurled with something on the inside of it. And the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum are off on a separate table, still far away, probably maybe, 40 feet away from where everybody else is sitting right now. One of the, small, there's actually two teenage children that are actually serving the rest of the bars while they go over and serve Nyx Ruinum and the Raiders. And he looks over to them, turns back to
Why
you.
did we get the old guy?
Listen, this Harengon is awesome. He is a fantastic NPC. I don't care what you say.
This is a voice I've never heard from Tim, so this is interesting.
I'm trying to, branch out and do different things. Anyways, he comes back. There's there's a few individuals who probably would be interested in my proposal of delving into this dungeon and searching out these other fragments I'm looking for. I think there's one. I've been to this particular location. It requires great speed, and I think this pocket watch is really essential in getting past this particular location. I wanted to know if you're capable of putting together a group of individuals, just not just the two of you, that would be able to overcome this challenge. If you wanted another job, that is.
We might know a few folks. Could we let you know, like, at the end of an hour?
Oh, I mean, I've got a few things to look over and kind of investigate
Let's
myself.
see. How about we meet back up here at the Old Hammer tomorrow with the rest of our group?
Tomorrow? That's fair. That's fair. I like the way you work. You've come back within the day. Perhaps the thing is, here's the thing. This is different than the last job I've given you, which is I have to come with you. You've got to escort me, and I'm not any great adventurer, one of fighting capabilities. You've got to escort me there, make sure I'm safe, make sure I'll survive, and recover this fragment I'm looking for. Your reward is that if we stick together, perhaps we could recover the third fragment, and I can here's one of two things. I'm either going to give you 300 gold additional on top of the 150 I'm offering you now, or if we can somehow find out the location of the third fragment, and he looks around to make sure nobody's watching, looks over and sees the three of you at the table, and kind of goes into a hushed tone, which you can still hear him, but he's trying to be more quiet. We find the third fragment. Perhaps we can open the door that I've been talking about, and the door was going to take us anywhere we're looking to go. That's the point. Across the entirety of Novus. That's my goal. It's a door that can open literally anywhere. That's the entire purpose of this.
You mean like a fast travel system?
Hey, don't ruin the immersion. Don't ruin the way that I'm trying to gradually introduce these things.
You have
Come
to word
on
it different.
now.
You have to word it different. Like some sort of system for traveling fast.
If you look at Xander right now, if you look at Xander right now, he's like starry-eyed. He looks at Xandalier, and he's just like, I'm in.
Well, all right. Well, I'll wait till the morrow. It's getting a little bit later in the afternoon. It's probably time for me to have a bit of a snack, anyways. If you don't mind, I may have a conversation with some of the other adventurers in town just to make sure everything lines up the way I'm looking for it to. It's perilous where we're going. I want to make sure I come back alive. Otherwise, the entire purpose of all my research is just, void and null.
I mean, Zelander, obviously, I love my brother, but look at him. Just, I pick up one of his arms. Just look at how strong
That's the muscle,
he is.
just like...
Yeah. And I've been able to keep him alive. So I'm pretty sure you should be fine.
Well, it's not just the two of you I'm concerned about. Obviously, it's whoever it is you employ to come along with us. Right?
We've got some capable folks. Don't worry about going to other people. We can handle you. I promise.
Make a persuasion check.
Dear God.
Does he have advantage?
This is a pretty key persuasion check right here.
Yes. Does he have advantage since we're both
I'll give you
the elf action?
Yeah,
Since
I'll
we
give
were
you advantage.
both
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
I'm
gonna
Mr.
press
Negotiator over here.
I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna press the button. I'm gonna press the button.
Do it.
Do it.
But yeah,
Could have been worse.
he slammed his desk.
Could have been worse.
the worst.
I'll tell you what. I'll
Not
be
the
fair.
worst.
Oh, that's wrong dice. There it
Could have
is.
been worse.
Roll the 100.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
use my inspiration and reroll that.
Ooh, really? Oh man, man. I mean, this is pretty key. This is key. This is this is story changing right here.
but I only get one more, right? It's not advantage
Kurt,
still?
you can
I believe
choose. You can
inspiration
choose
is
whichever
you
one you
roll
want.
an additional die.
You can choose whichever one you want. I believe. I could be
Okay.
wrong. It's not. It's not
So
advantage.
I'm only rolling once then.
You're rolling once, and you can
Okay.
choose whether or not the previous roll was higher or this new one is higher.
Technically,
No
inspiration gives you
way!
advantage.
Oh,
The same.
Oh,
the
wait, it gives me
same
advantage?
number.
Wow.
Does
It
give me
gives-
advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using
Well-
inspiration, if you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Spending your inspiration gives you advantage on that roll.
Which is still
Oh.
just the two rolls. So his original was
right.
13.
Right.
His
My
new one is
original-
13. Which
That's
unfortunately,
awful, dude.
did not. Fate
Sweet.
does not bend in your direction this
Whatever.
day.
Whatever, dude.
Natural one. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, you know what?
Not
This is the
happening.
way the story was meant to bend, and we will
Yeah.
take it as we will. As this is, after all, not a mini campaign or a one shot. This is the campaign. So, he looks at you, and you can see there's a little bit of a twinkle in his eyes. He still continues to glance over at the raiders of Nyx Ruinum. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Make sure you're here nice and sharp. We'll see what you have to offer by comparison to the others. If it suits my needs. I mean, I'm a man of business here. I'm a merchant after all. But what I'm talking about is something of great importance. And, well, your companions will have to show themselves more worth whoever it is else I find. I mean, there's other adventures out there. And you've been great. I've really appreciated what you've accomplished for me, and I've paid you. We're fair and square here. I appreciate your business. But this next one is perilous.
Just before we leave, I'm thankful we completed those business, obviously, but just before we leave, I mean, look at that poor man over there after he had business with the raiders. Look at him, he's sobbing. Do you really want that kind of service?
Xander, give me one more persuasion check.
Me? Oh
I
my
mean, it's
God.
Who has the higher modifier? If you
I have
Louise?
-1, he has plus.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have plus one.
Xander,
Okay.
give me another persuasion check. So one more.
Alright.
This is it. It's final.
I
Gotta
got
beat
the
it.
natural one already.
DC is 15, just so you know.
I got the natural one already.
I'm not
Come
playing
on,
around
big
here.
money.
DC is 15.
Big money.
Oh!
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Listen, you I tried. I
That's
tried.
So, no, I know.
Eric's
I
gone.
get it. That's
Eric's
so
gone.
annoying.
I'm just off for a second.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Like, that's so annoying. Out of the 7 rolls I had, one was above a 10. Like, come on,
Yeah, it's rough.
man.
I don't know what to tell you.
above 10.
I don't know what to tell you.
You're not a bard this time.
Yeah.
There's the different things that happen with adventurers, and the raiders of Nyx Ruinum. They have a track record, and well, they're very powerful. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah, I know. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah,
We'll see what
and-
happens. I'm not saying no, obviously.
No. I understand. I get it.
All right.
It's fine. It's cool.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, and he literally packs up all the things he's been working on, takes off the thing that he threw on the counter on the table, wraps it all up, puts it inside of his pack, takes up the giant packs, puts them on his back, stands up from the booth that you're at now. I'll tell you what. The next 2 drinks on me, and he goes over to the bar and orders a few things for you guys. Have a good evening. May the best man win, as they say. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm staying here. That's about it. And then
Great.
literally walks away, walks over to the table that the raiders of Nyx Ruinum are sitting at, and starts talking to Phaon.
I will have it. Xander definitely has a very similar reaction to what I did, where he kind of just hits the table a little bit.
I mean, I feel like I was more than fair.
No,
Yeah,
you were,
you
you were
definitely were.
You were more
just-
than fair.
it
The
wasn't
dice,
meant
the
to be.
dice were not fair. The
I
dice
mean,
were
we'll
not
see.
nice.
We'll see what happens the following morning. But
yeah,
anyways,
I mean, Jason, you're thinking about unfair dice. I hit one attack in the whole last combat and like 2 last session.
not smiling fondly upon us.
so the
on
rest of
this
the
day.
three of you who've been sitting by
Turning
idly this
around.
entire time, yeah.
Now that the guy's gone, that didn't go exactly your way.
Well, at least
I mean, you
he's
got
not
paid.
out to kill us.
This
And
is
I'll.
true.
All right.
It's for the
And-
best that we spoke to him. We
I
may
mean-
still be able to get this job tomorrow, but at least we
We-
know he wasn't
and
involved.
we-
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see about that.
I'm sorry that we volunteered you guys kind of for that. I don't. I'm.
That's fine.
intrigued, is all.
And I'd like to add, we did learn something important. Zenlidir knew about the weird chainless mutants.
He was. I mean, he wasn't willing to. He didn't really speak on it.
But I mean, he asked us immediately when we mentioned chainless. Like he mentioned, did one of them like was slimy touch my pendant?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did mention that.
You know what I never did, right? I never actually handed it over.
That's true. I guess I made that assumption.
But I mean, he wouldn't have given us the gold
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
give him the
Yeah.
pendant.
That's true. He definitely wouldn't have. I just made the assumption you were handing it
distracted him.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want. I want
We're
nothing
gonna
more than
we're
to
gonna
keep
say
it.
unless you want to challenge it that it was handed over because he
I,
wouldn't
dude,
have.
I'm not gonna challenge that. I just
Okay.
want to keep it.
I mean, you know what
You
it
don't know.
does. You know what it does.
I know what it does.
Jason, you
Crazy
never know.
powerful item.
He might die during the dungeon delve, and then you could keep the watch.
That's what I'm counting on. But we have to get him first.
That's
Oh,
interesting
boy,
theory.
that is,
Interesting.
Wait.
We have to
Are
get him
you,
first.
Jason, the player, hoping
Are you guys
that
lawful
happens,
evil?
or is
Is that what's
Xander
happening?
also hoping that happens?
Who's to say,
You know,
really?
they're trying extra hard not to metagame right now. Is what they're doing.
No, wait.
Yeah. I mean, if
Actually,
he just
that's not even
happened to
metagaming.
die.
It's.
That's not
I don't think it's
No, 'cause
metagaming.
we
That's
know
not
what it does,
metagaming.
but-
That's
We know what the item is,
well, there's that, and also the vision
right?
that Xander had. Yep. Yeah. Sorry, we're getting way off here.
All good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's about our time up. We should go speak with Corbin.
Yeah. Let's go do that.
For sure.
We closed that out. He didn't seem like he had nothing to do with y'all.
This just leaves so
Specifically.
many more questions than we have answers now.
Yeah, I think most of our answers are going to come from maybe the chainless side of things.
We can still
Let's-
also visit Saigar, and perhaps he knows more.
Yeah, that might be what we want to go do.
Well, we have many opportunities in front of us, so I suppose
Let's go.
we speak to Corbin, and then will we rest at any point? I'm sorry, I do not mean to sound impatient.
No,
but
I agree. Could use a
Okay.
rest. Perhaps we'll see what Corbin wants, see what the mayor has to say, and then see about getting ourselves a room.
very well.
It's only about 3:00 in the afternoon at this point. I mean,
better to rest.
2:30.
Like a short rest, maybe.
A short rest will do nothing. I need to sleep.
You don't have
I
time
need-
for a short rest
I need
at this
some-
point.
Yeah,
You have
No,
less than
we're,
5 minutes.
We're immediately getting up and going.
Okay. Corbin,
Down my drink and walk away.
it cost a total of like 5 copper, not even like 4 copper. I mean,
All I had was a whiskey.
oh.
You didn't have
Yeah,
a salad.
4 copper.
I had a salad and meat. What I
Oh,
put-
salad and meat.
Yeah, I wanted meat in my salad. You have to have protein.
All right. What did Thrall have? Thrall? He didn't even have a headset on. He's not even like, I'm
And
not even
then
having a
tea.
conversation
He
right
did.
now.
His mic wasn't on.
Oh no.
I will leave 1 silver on the table.
Donnie,
Yeah.
what did Thrall have at the bar, at the tavern?
Probably a sandwich. Like a tuna melt.
Tuna melt.
Nice.
Tuna melt.
Okay. I mean, total
French dip, maybe.
total's probably 2 silver now with this tuna melt. It's the most expensive thing.
I put
part of
1
the whole thing.
silver on the table.
Okay. This money's gonna be trivial at this point.
I'll drop
Silvers.
2 copper.
Yeah.
Yeah, copper.
Well,
silver.
speaking of which, let's split this
My drink.
75-75, my brother.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
But-
speaking of splitting, did we split up the gold from the disguised guy, rebellion guys?
Yes.
Did we?
66.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was like
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that
we
was
did.
that was from the chainless, and then there was the extra little bit that was from the thing.
we did.
Yeah,
But-
we
yeah,
did.
well, yeah, we did definitely did. It was like
The real important
30
question
or
about
20, something
money.
like
Are we gonna use Electrum bees?
No.
No. There's no Electrum. No.
Yeah.
No.
Electrum's
Platinum,
dumb.
platinum, gold, silver, copper. That's it.
Not even
Okay.
platinum.
So Corbin meets you at the front door. I'm assuming all 5 of you, kind of exit at the same time, right? You guys have collected together,
See.
trying to solve this
Yeah.
problem, right?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Question I have. You most of you know that I like to end things on a cliffhanger, but that's not going to happen this session. It's past 11 for those of us on the East Coast. Would you like to call it there,